CMSportsNet broadcast of men's soccer between Montgomery Community College and Carroll Community College. The game's being shown live in Montgomery County thanks to a partnership we've established with Montgomery College TV. A big thanks to Melissa Pace, MCTV Managing Director, for her cooperation. I'm joined today by MCTV's social media manager and former Raptors player, Andre Michael Anderson. Andre, thanks for being a part of our broadcast today.
Thank you, Pat. I'm very excited on behalf of MCTV, Montgomery College. Let's get this going.
I'm looking forward to it as well. Before we kick off the new season, let's talk about this all-time series between Montgomery and Carroll. It's been one-sided, to say the least. Carroll started their soccer program back in 2019, so the Lynx have played 3 games against Montgomery. The Raptors have won all 3 by a combined 28-0. They won 10-0 in last year's match. They won 12-0 the season before, and they won 6-0 back in 2019. The 2020 game was canceled amid the COVID pandemic. So, again, Carroll looking for its first win against Montgomery. Montgomery trying to keep that streak going. Andre, let's take a look at the Raptors starting lineup for today's game. We're going to take a look at that right now as we get ready for the pregame here.
Yeah, so I just want to, highlight a couple players. Ish Singh is a returning player from last year. He was a starter last year, and he will be starting center back again. And then his counterpart will be Brian. So Brian No Chang is also a very solid center back player. And then Andres Rojas Andre Sanchez, transferred from Morton College. He actually played in the national championship in the Division II last year, so he could be a solid player for this team as well.
So a couple of key cogs here in Montgomery's team. That's holdovers, or newcomers, a mix of newcomers and holdovers from last year's team. That was very good. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Carroll's starting lineup if we can, as the Lynx get ready for their season opener. And I believe we're going to see the warm-ups here for Carroll. Guys getting ready here as we're still a few minutes away from the beginning of the game. And there's your lineup for the Lynx. Emeris Acevedo in goal. A couple of second-year players for the Lynx. Sophomore Cooper Neal, one of them not in the lineup today, but Nathan Burnley, a defender, second-year player. Anthony Wallace as well, and Zach Gagler, midfielder, is a sophomore. So again, Lynx a little younger on their side of the field this year. Lost their all-time leading scorer last year. Joseph Brower graduated. As you know very well, it's a 2-year run here between the two teams. As a former player from the Raptors, what was your experience like playing for the team and then being able to follow them now on the social media side of things?
Well, very exciting. I mean, especially the first day of the season. I mean, you're got the jitters. You're ready for the season. So when I played, it was a great year. We had a national semifinal run, but I've seen the program transform from 2013 all the way until now. 10 years later, I mean, full, blown stadium. Couple hundred people can fit in the stands, full turf field. It's incredible. So I'm really excited to keep following the journey for the team.
And that's where Carroll wants to get. They're the young guys on the block, and you may have remembered that from back when you were there too, just a little bit ago.
Yeah.
But the plans are in place for them as well to put up a stadium at some point, put up some turf field. When you have a team such as Montgomery and a team such as Carroll that clash like that, it's lopsided, yes. But do you see, as you watch soccer and you've been playing for such a long time, you can see the growth in those new programs? You like the fact that they can come into the JUCO and kind of get their feet wet right away.
Exactly. I mean, the thing is, like, at the end of the day, you always want to play good competition.
Sure.
No matter how good or maybe how new your program is, because it helps you kind of set the bar. So you kind of understand, like, okay, we see a team that's been going to national championship runs over and over again. We want to get there as well. So why not play them, gain that experience, take that back to practice, and then you take that next step and you go from there. So I think it's going to be a good season for Carroll as well.
Yeah, we're going to see how they can test themselves here in the very first game against Montgomery College. Let's go ahead and take a look at the captains for this game and potentially for the most of the season here for Carroll, as we get set for Carroll and Montgomery to kick off the season opener. You got Nathan Burnley, a second-year defender, number 14 for Carroll. Anthony Wallace, also a defender in his second year, and Zach Gagler, midfielder, second year. So it's good, I think, Andre, to have captains who have been there a little bit before. Not to say you can't have a first-year captain, but any experience on a team like Carroll is, it's a little bit on the younger side. It's got to bode well into the new season.
Of course, leadership is key. You know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously the coach, you have the coaches on the sideline, but key leadership on the field, players that have been there, players that know what it takes to get to the next level is key on the field. And these three guys definitely seem that they have, what it takes.
Yeah, they definitely have, like you said, learned from a little bit from last year. We're going to go ahead and look back again, just a real quick one to talk about this again, the all-time series. I mentioned it was one-sided. They have only played 3 games, but I just wanted to kind of go through that again real quick. Montgomery, the first time they played was 2019. It was a 6-0 game there. In 2021, they didn't play in 2020. It was 12-0, and then again, last year's match 10-0. So Carroll looking for their first win, let alone looking for their first goal against Montgomery. Is that motivation enough for a young team like this, or a team that's got a little bit of a mix to try to get out there and strike first today?
I mean, it has to be.
Yeah,
Like this is an exciting experience, especially last year Montgomery College made it to the national championship. They beat the #1 team, the team that won it all, Monroe, in the district championship, to make it there. So Carroll is looking at a team that the only team that the national champions lost to last year is Montgomery College.
Wow.
They have a chance to put goals, in the back of the net versus them. I mean, this could be something that really sparks their season.
Yeah, and for Montgomery too, you want to keep winning games. They're not trying to win every game 12-0, but you want to see them get off on the right foot, knowing I believe they have Monroe on their schedule this year. We're going to look at that a little bit later, but that's their motivation, right? Just start on the right foot.
Exactly. I mean, national championship. That's what's, I know Coach Pedro Braz, I had him. He was actually, his second year was my first year, so I know what he's all about, and it's that national championship. So that's what he's preaching all season long. That's what the players are going to want. And you don't have to win 12-0 every single game to necessarily, get to that point. But you do need to, fix up all the misses and the bad passes now, so that later on you're ready for the season.
So you're ready in October and November to come strong. And being national runners-up has got to be the taste in the mouth that you don't want that taste. But then again, if you got it now, you can take it into 2023 and just go unfinished business kind of a thing.
Exactly. I mean, this is going to be great for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, Andre, appreciate you being here with us. We're going to go ahead and take a look down at the field as the Lynx and Raptors get set for their season opener. 2023 starts now, August 22nd. Seems like it's early in the season for soccer. It's hot out there, but both these guys are ready to go. Take a look here at the Montgomery side of things as they're getting set. Like Andre said, Pedro Braz, coach of the Raptors, put together quite a program. Expectations, Andre, I mean, again, you just mentioned it a minute ago, but national championship or bust. When you've gone to a game like that, when you try to go for the national title, that's what you want year in and year out, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the program, It's why players go to Montgomery College. It's why they have so many players trying to try out. It's why they now have, 20 international players from Japan, players from Brazil, Canada, all over Africa. These players are coming into a program like this because they want to go to the next level. And they believe that Montgomery College can take them there. So it's national championship run every single year, and that's their goal.
What's that like, that mix of international players with the American players? I mean, Carroll doesn't have a lot of that yet. They have a little bit of that, but it seems like Montgomery, it's status quo.
Yeah, it's actually quite interesting. I sometimes get to be around the players, and I do hear them speaking their different languages and trying to kind of communicate and things like that. But the one thing they all know is soccer. Soccer is a language on its own. Yeah, so you play ball and everybody together. They know that language, so they connect well.
You don't have to speak it, right? You just have to be out there and play it.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
Again, like we said, Carroll and Montgomery about to set here for the season opener, 2023. Carroll has a new coach this year, and Joe Pratt came over from the Frederick Community side. Tom O'Brien did a great job with the Lynx for the first several years. He kind of set aside a different role, and Joe Pratt comes in with a lot of experience from the club level to the college level. So I think Carroll getting a new coach, the transition might sound like it might be a tough one, but a guy such as Coach Pratt, when he comes in with a good pedigree, that's already going to bode well for Carroll down the line.
100%. And the interesting thing that you just mentioned, I actually know Coach Pratt. I played with him, club soccer growing up.
There you go.
So, yeah, he was a great player growing up, and I'm pretty sure he's going to transition, the play that he had. He was a fast winger, attacking player, and I'm pretty sure he will, inject that into the Carroll County soccer team. So this could be big for them.
Yeah. I think it was a good get for them. I know a little bit about Coach Pratt, and like you said, it is interesting that you have a little bit of background with Coach Joe. Yeah. I know he's been heavily involved in the game for many years, like you said, from the club level up to the ranks. He was at CCBC Catonsville for a while, and then obviously Frederick Community College, and now he's over to the Carroll side for the Lynx. So again, looking forward to this. Season opener here between Montgomery and Carroll. I think the guys are on the field here. And we will be getting started here momentarily. Carroll's in the blue. No, actually, I'm sorry. Carroll's in the white, it looks like, and Montgomery's in their purple that Andre's sporting for us so well, and we are underway.
Right.
What was the you and I talked, Andre, before the game?
Yeah.
The line, basically the best setup that Montgomery's going to go with today, the on the field, the alignment on the field.
Yeah, so it looks like they're going to do a 4-2-3-1 formation, 4 in the back, probably 2 holding midfielders, and that would probably be where Andres Sanchez would probably be floating around, trying to break up plays, spread the ball around. 3 midfielders, a left wing, right wing, and then number 18 in the middle, Yosuke from Japan.
Yosuke Ono.
Supposed to be a very good playmaker, and then they will have one kind of forward up top floating around trying to score the goals.
Okay, yeah. Looked like the ball went out of bounds on the end line there, so it'll be a goal kick for Carroll.
They're playing out the back, Carroll, which is actually, it shows confidence.
Yeah, the lineup that we got from them had a stacked defensive back, and now it looks like Montgomery's on the surge there a little bit, and I think they kick out of bounds there, so Carroll will retain. But yeah, they're going to be, I think they maybe from their all-time series realized that we want to stack this defense and not let Montgomery strike first and strike often early on. Is it going to be a goal kick? Yeah, I think it's a goal kick for the Lynx. In goal today for Carroll, number 30, Emeris Acevedo, I think the first-year player. Sammy Leone graduated last year after being really good in goal for the Lynx. Took his lumps because a lot of the defense was new, and there's a tough play there near midfield. Looks like maybe a foul. Going to be Raptors ball.
Yeah, one thing you'll notice from Montgomery College is how they try to hold the ball. I know possession is a big thing with that team. They're going to try to spread it around, find their midfielders, and then from there, try to spread the ball to the forwards, to the wingers to kind of get those crosses and goals in.
Here's number 23, Ishq Rawal, that you talked about. He's going to be sending this direct kick in for Montgomery. And served it down low, I think.
Yep, looking for the cross.
And there is that cross. Ooh, nice defense there. It was a cross and a nice header by Montgomery. Back out near midfield, so
there it goes.
Nice defensive effort there for Carroll, but Montgomery's still on the attack. Jason Guevara, number 12, you mentioned him as well earlier.
Yes, and there goes, strong tackle.
Strong tackle, no call it looks like. Sent back out by Carroll. So already Montgomery trying to strike on offense and Carroll playing some tight defense.
Goalie playing the high line as well, playing more of like that sweeper-keeper type of style. It's more of a new style in soccer nowadays than it used to be, but keepers are usually a lot better with their feet now. At least they've been practicing with the players, so.
Correct.
Yeah.
Has that been a change since when you were on the field, the sweeper-keeper sort of idea?
Yeah, I mean, usually, the goalies have their own separate practice situation going on during practice, but a lot of times you're seeing now the goalies are kind of jumping in and doing a lot of these possession drills so that they're able to pass the ball back to the goalie and then he can play from the back there.
Throw in by Montgomery, gobbled up by Acevedo there, so no harm there yet. And we're 4 minutes into the first half. No score here between Montgomery and Carroll. Sure, Coach Joe Pratt for the Lynx wants to see this offense start to get going a little bit. It's early in the game. He's trying to just feel each other out a little bit here, but we can already see what Montgomery's mindset is. Get it in the offensive third and really try to go to work. Yeah. Like you said, possession-style soccer.
Exactly. I mean, Carroll is also doing a very good job seeing them play the ball out the back with the goalie instead of doing the long goal kicks all the time.
Right.
Kind of playing to the wing backs. Shows the confidence that Coach Pratt has in his players. He also wants to keep the ball as well.
Yeah, Rudolph Coleman, Nathan Burnley, Anthony Wallace, just a couple of names on defense that Coach Pratt has put out there.
Brandon, are you getting our cameras at all?
There's a cross in by Montgomery.
Ooh.
Didn't quite get there, I don't think.
Defense seems to be very solid from Carroll.
Here's a little run here by Carroll. And out of bounds on the Montgomery side of the field, but back out to the Raptors.
Good possession. Oh, and as I say that, commentators curse.
Yeah. Well, again, like you said, Carroll's marking their guys pretty well here so far in this first 5-6 minutes of play.
They are. They're playing very well.
No score, season opener between Montgomery College and Carroll. Probably a good thing that it's not quite as hot and humid as it has been in the last couple weeks, Andre. I know it's still August, but today actually is a very, very pleasant day out there. So it won't be too, obviously hydration is always key, but it won't be too oppressive for the players, I don't think, today.
Yeah, as a former player, I could tell you playing in that heat is terrible. You know, even playing in the freezing cold is terrible, but the heat drains you really quick. So they're probably really happy that there's a good little breeze out there.
Yeah, sunny, but not too overbearing. Here's a send in by Carroll.
Offside
And
call.
offside, yep. Call by the side judge. Side referee, I should say. Lineman. It's been a while for me. I'm a little rusty on the soccer. I need you today, Andre. You got to help me out today, man. I know what goals are. I know what assists are.
Doing well.
There are a lot of first-year players on Montgomery's roster, and because you're a first-year player doesn't mean you're not a good soccer player. Obviously, you've been playing for a long time. But the turnover like that, that's kudos to Coach Pedro then in the way that the program can sustain itself and just keep its winning ways going, because you get a lot of turnover after every couple of years.
Yeah, you definitely do. And I mean, and that's the only way you can kind of keep, that winning mentality and keep a program is to continuously bring in, top-notch players, try to find transfers, but even these international players as well.
Yeah.
Keeping them coming in is definitely very important.
Look like a foul on the sideline. It's going to be Montgomery's ball for a kick. Oh, no, excuse me, throw in. Will it be a kick? Yes. Oh, okay, of course, throw in. So Carroll's objective to pack it in a little bit on defense has worked out so far. Montgomery's had a couple chances, but nothing where anyone has found themselves wide open. There's a nice pickup there by Acevedo in goal for the Lynx.
Good throw out by the keeper. Yeah, you can really see that, Coach Pratt wants them to play a bit more of the possession style soccer. I mean, there was a long ball right there, but at the same time, right to someone's feet.
Yeah,
and they're holding the ball.
They are. The possession game has been equal to Montgomery so far. They just haven't had the ball across midfield too much yet, but they're hoping that changes. And there's Montgomery trying to get things going the other way, but Carroll back on defense and back to Acevedo. Carroll's got some kids on their roster, some young men that are former Carroll County high school players. Cooper Neal went to Century. Brandon Taylor went to Winters Mill. Daniel Wakowiak went to Westminster, right up the street here. Another to Winters Mill, Nathan Burnley. Anthony Wallace, Westminster. Zach Gagler, Westminster. Caden Selmer, Winters Mill. So a lot of kids from this area. It may not be the best county in the state for high school soccer, but there are certainly good teams and good players in Carroll, much as there are in Montgomery. Whereas Montgomery, like you said, skews international, and a lot of those other guys that are maybe from some club teams, not that there's not anybody on this roster from Montgomery County proper, but you see where the programs are in different spots right now,
Yeah, they're definitely trying to draw from the high schools.
Get a pipeline going.
Exactly, might be something that Carroll might want to look towards until they can start getting those international recruits.
Right.
Does make a lot of sense.
Montgomery's still trying to work the ball along the near side here. And out of bounds will be for the Lynx.
Yeah, you can almost see that Carroll's kind of doing like a back four, but then even having maybe 2, 3, even 4 more players right in front of the back four to make it like a back 6 or even a back 7.
It must feel daunting when you're on offense trying to get past those guys. If they're playing it right.
The best way to possibly go about something like this is to try to send the ball out wide. Because if you're going to pack the middle, usually out wide is a little more space. You get the ball out wide and then cross it in. Now, header goals are a little bit more difficult, but if that's where the space is, you have to attack it.
Gotcha. It was a nice pass there. Brandon Taylor was able to carry it down the near side into Montgomery third. Carroll trying to maintain that possession. Nice pass there.
Yeah, good pass. Wow. 1-2s all across the field.
Yeah. Their first real surge into the close to the box here for Carroll. There's a pass toward the left side.
Uh-oh.
Oh, now we're coming back to the near side. Cross and picked up by the goalie, cleaned off the line. So Carroll's first serious threat there, and Montgomery Raptors bottle it up.
Oh.
A little out of bounds there, a little miscommunication perhaps, and Carroll will get it back right in front of Montgomery's bench.
Possible a little bit of nerves. I mean, Carroll, they're pushing.
They are pushing so far, that's true.
Gaining some momentum.
Still no score here between Montgomery Raptors and Carroll Lynx.
Give and go.
Montgomery trying to get it back on this side, on the offensive side of the field, and Carroll, a little bit of a push there. Ooh, and they still call it for the home team side.
Good throw-in.
Long throw in.
It's going to be a shot by Carroll.
Taylor, I think, trying to get it to the middle, and almost, but two defenders there from Montgomery to redirect that pass. Thomas Morrow in goal for Montgomery. I was trying to say him a minute ago. Thomas Morrow, number one of those second-year players.
Yeah, he's one of the, I think, maybe 4 or 5 Canadian players that MC has brought in. So
Wow.
They have a good amount of Canadian players.
Yeah.
Ish as well is from Canada.
Okay.
So
Truly international.
yeah.
Yep. So Carroll in midfield there with a throw in. And still trying to maintain the ball possession, but Raptors right there to take it away, and they'll try to play it back.
I can see Coach Pedro. He's standing up, walking around. I know that walk.
You know
When
that walk, huh?
Yeah, when I see him doing that walk, I know that
You've
he's.
seen that before? Yeah. How have you seen him grow? You mentioned he was a younger coach when you were
Yep.
playing. You graduated in 2013,
Yep.
or your last year was 2013. How have you seen him grow in that decade to become what they are now?
Yeah, I mean, I know he played at a very high level, University of New Hampshire, I believe. He played for his country of Angola.
Okay.
So he knows the game. When he first came in, it was maybe a little bit more of, figuring out the program and the
Right.
players that he has rather than,
Right.
building this program. But I believe I was there in 2013, this is 2023, so maybe 12 years he's been there or so. And he's really taken it to the next level to where now, they're looking at being a powerhouse team
Yeah.
rather than just the start of a new club.
And forgive me if I'm wrong, he was at MC, left MC to coach at Gallaudet, and
Yes.
came back to MC. So
Yes.
he has been in the area coaching a lot of soccer and at a high level.
Yes.
You mentioned in the pregame show, Andre, too. I mean, to have national championship or bust a mentality, you got to play pretty good soccer, and that's what Montgomery College has done year in and year out.
100%. I mean, the year before I came, they went to the national finals. The year that I came, the next year, the year that I played, we were in the national semifinals. Last year they made it to the national championship game. Didn't do too well at the beginning.
Right.
Didn't make it up the group, but that's what they want every single year. Make it to the tournament, and then from there they push forward.
16-5 overall last season, 9-2 in the JUCO conference. I mean, they're really good. Like you said, lost a game or two early, and then went on a long win streak. Lost to Essex in the final of the regionals, and then went on another run and got all the way to the national championship game. So obviously a really, really good season for the Montgomery Raptors.
Yes. And last year they had one of the top players in the country, Andres Javit.
Okay.
I believe he was the leading goal scorer in the country back-to-back years, or at least I know for 1 year. And then he was also top 5 in assists as well.
Wow.
Played very well. Ended up now he's at St. Bonaventure University, Division I school.
Yeah.
So they, players at MC really do have a good opportunity for just not, for their time here,
Sure.
but also for the next level.
I was going to say, they're playing great ball at the JUCO level, and they go on and make a name for themselves at the next level.
Exactly.
Whether it's D2, D3, D1, I mean, it's the next level, and that's no joke. So you got
Not
to
at
be
all.
a good player to get to that level. So we're closing in on the 10 minutes gone by in the first, or 15 minutes gone by, pardon me, in the first half. And so we have an injury on the field. So 0-0 here between the Raptors and the Lynx. One of the Raptors players might be just needing some quick assistance. And
yeah, as you're seeing right here, MC has they have a very big team this year.
I see the big roster.
Very big roster, and they do have a couple injuries right now.
Okay.
So as you know, preseason, you're doing 2 days. Players are tired. Players are getting hurt. Players are trying to win a certain spot.
Sure.
So sometimes a little bit of a hard tackle goes in, but that's why you want to have a big roster,
Right.
so you can make sure that you have the players that you need to step up when times is needed.
Yep. Taking a look at some of the things that have already taken place here in the first half. Are we back to live? We'll be back to live here. Oh, no, we're still looking at, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the clock tick down. My bad, guys. We're taking a look at a couple of the plays from early on. Like you said, it's been a possession game so far, Andre. It's been both teams fill each other out, and both teams trying to make their, like we said, Carroll wants to have a little more defensive action. Montgomery wants to make a little more strike. We've seen both teams doing those things so far.
100%. And on top of that as well, both teams are trying to find, ways to just play. Oh, almost opportunity.
That's right. I see it. Yep.
Yeah, but trying to find ways to play together. I mean, they had played preseason games, but this is their first game of the season.
First live look at someone else other than themselves inside
exactly.
practice.
So they're all trying to figure out, each other and, which foot should I pass it to for this player? Is he a quick player? Play long ball to his feet? Things like that are still
being worked out on the field, right?
Yeah, right now, exactly.
Yep. We're back to live now, and looks like Montgomery's going to have a throw in here near midfield.
Oh, wow, that was nice.
That was a nice redirect there on the header by Carroll.
Good job.
Some good skill work, some good footwork there on both sides, and Montgomery able to win the 50-50 ball there. And the Raptors trying again to make something happen. Like you said, you were talking about trying to get it out wide. Looks like they're trying to do that from their own end and just kind of create offense from the sides of the field.
Exactly.
Near side for the last few minutes anyway.
You can kind of see where the ball is right now. They have about 6 players from Carroll County all over, on one side. So you got to quickly try to go down the line or switch the ball. Best opportunity. Here he goes right now.
Here comes one right now, and a nice play, nice tackle by Carroll. And what are they going to call here? A goal kick? Did it deflect off the Raptors? Looks like it did. So it'll be a goal kick for Acevedo.
Oh, no, I think it's a corner.
Oh, it is a corner.
Yeah.
Well, they threw it into the side, and then maybe you're right. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. So this will be the first corner kick of the game here, and the first such scoring chance for the Raptors. Let's see what they have in store here. These are set plays, right, Andre, for the most part?
Yep. They probably changed them from when I was there, but yeah, but they do have set plays on the corners. And there's right back to the
right back out. He's gonna have a chance for a I'm gonna try to cross it, and Carroll gets it away. So the Raptors had 2 solid shots there to get the ball back into the box. Carroll thwarted them on both occasions. Carroll's defense has played well here so far in the first 15 or so minutes of this game. But back come the Raptors.
Uh-oh, there goes a strike. Oh,
good cross across the goal. No one home. And I believe a goal kick is coming up. That was a solid chance by Montgomery.
That was very solid. And once again, kind of down the flank, down the channel.
Just
seems
like you
to
said.
be where the opportunities are going to be coming from today.
Until something changes on the defense, I think that's like you said, that's maybe how they have to play this to try to open up those lanes on the outside.
Exactly. Carroll's playing very solid defense.
So far, so good. I agree with you.
Very solid.
And Montgomery's got some players, and here comes another.
Oh, here we go,
surge.
And another block.
Yeah, another block. Is that going to go out?
Corner kick.
It's going to be a corner kick then, I believe. So corner kick number 2. This will be on the far side of the field for the Raptors. .25.5 to go in the first half. I know you're supposed to say what minute we're in, but I'm not good at math, so you can help me out with what minute we're in.
Well, I always think it's interesting in college soccer how the time goes down. And then,
That was a nice serve into the box there, and the header just didn't quite connect. Yeah,
They're
instead of the clock going up, right?
Yeah, in college it goes down, but then
high
in
school
professional,
too.
yeah.
I know. So I can't do the difference in my head. So we got 25 minutes left in the first half. The 20th minute, right? 21st minute. Here's another
Cross. Ooh, and another corner.
Another corner. So again, Carroll's living on the edge on the corners, but their defense has risen to the occasion so far.
It really has.
No score here, but corner kick number 3 coming up here for the Raptors. Back to the near side. I think that's Paulo Perez, if I'm not mistaken, number 13. It's hard to see the numbers from here, but it could be him inserting this in. Oh, it was number 12, my bad, Jason Guevara. He sends it in far side, and the ball sails over the net. So a goal kick to come up for Carroll. It has been all Montgomery in terms of offensive chances so far, but it's been all Carroll in terms of defensive output. So that's why we're 0-0 right now.
It's usually not not the game plan to want to defend all game.
Right.
But I mean, if you are defending this solid, at least they have that going. Now if they can maybe get the ball, control a little bit more, try to push forward, get a goal or two here. I mean, hey, the defense is. Oh.
Here's a quick try for Carroll. Montgomery got back on defense.
That was a great opportunity
It
for Carroll
was.
right there.
It almost became a 2-on-1, but Montgomery was able to get back, and now we're back to midfield, and the Raptors will try to take advantage of the potential mismatch. Nice slide tackle for Carroll, and possession back to the Lynx.
Ooh.
Another nice play by Carroll. No foul called. It's Montgomery's ball, but Carroll is definitely making a statement. I would only have to say this, Andre. The way the first 3 games have gone, Montgomery has dominated the game. If you're Carroll and you're a Lynx fan, you got to be feeling pretty good about yourself so far, 20 minutes into this game.
You have to. I mean, there's something you take away from this already.
I think so.
Defense looks very solid.
Yeah.
Very solid. The shape of the team, all those things look very solid.
Right. Yeah. Now, I guess I was incorrect. There was a foul call, so there'll be a kick here for Montgomery. But yeah, I mean, you wonder about the tiredness. Can they do this for a full 90 minutes? We'll see. But as the serve in for Montgomery, Acevedo goes for the ball. And out of bounds. Looks like a goal kick. So again, Carroll rises to the occasion on defense. Again, no score from Carroll Community College, the Lynx and the Raptors kicking off the 2023 season. Pat Stetzer and Andre Michael Anderson here to give you the play-by-play and some soccer analysis in this opening game. I want to take a second again to kind of thank Montgomery College and Montgomery College TV and Montgomery College. This partnership we're trying to establish here, get it going, and big thanks to Melissa Pace, Managing Director of MCTV, for her cooperation and helping us get this started. And of course, Andre for making the trip up from Rockville and coming to watch a game with us. I really appreciate you coming up for it, Andre.
Of course.
And so far, so good. We got a good one here so far.
Oh, yeah.
Between the Raptors and Lynx, as the Raptors get into the box.
Another great stop.
I think that was
by the Lynx.
I think that was stop by the Lynx. So back out of the box, out of harm's way.
The next step for them will be to continue to defend as well as they have, but maybe try to hold on to the ball a bit more. Maybe try to swing the ball from left to right to left. I mean, these long balls are going to be a little bit more difficult with the solid back line from Montgomery College, returning 2 players from last year's team that made it to nationals.
Yep.
But, I mean, hey, so far so good, 0-0.
0-0, and like you said, Carroll's defense, Montgomery's, that may not have been the right thing to do there. Yeah. I think he might have tried to kick that back to the goalie, but instead he kicked it out for a corner kick. So we'll see. I was just going to say, I think Montgomery's offense has shown some flashes, but right now, Carroll's defense is the story of the game. So we'll see number 12, Jason Guevara, send this ball in for the Raptors. And we'll see if Carroll can once again keep the ball out of the net as we get close to the 20-minute mark left in the first half. Guevara getting ready. Serves in a
wow.
low one to the top of the box, but Carroll there to clear it out.
That's definitely a drawn-up play right there from the corner kick.
To send it back out low to the top of the box.
Oh, yeah.
Carroll's defense, though, was ready. And did that go out? It did. I believe it's going to go to the Lynx. Going to be a throw in here for Carroll. Ball back in play now. Carroll trying to get something to happen. So as good as Carroll's back line has been, Montgomery's middle area has been really tough for Carroll to penetrate through. And you mentioned that's how they wanted to line up in this game, sort of stack it across the middle, make more defenders and tougher for both offenses to get things going.
Exactly. Especially with a lot of the creative players from Montgomery College being in the middle of the field. They definitely want to clog up the middle so that they have to go wide. Can't really get the creative players on the ball.
Here's Montgomery trying to go wide down in the near corner.
Good defense once again by Lynx.
Was it out for Montgomery? It was, yeah. So give credit to these Carroll defenders.
Oh, yeah.
So far, so good. In a 0-0 game here, under 90 minutes to go. Their back row of Rudy Coleman, Nathan Burnley, and you throw Evan Austin and Brandon Taylor in there. So those are the guys that Carroll put out there in their starting lineup. And then again, much like Montgomery, Carroll has some midfielders that play some defense too, and at least they've been doing so far in this first half as the score remains 0-0.
Counterattack opportunity right here.
They can get that one more pass, but Carroll was able to stave off one defender. Back to the middle, couldn't quite get a foot on it, and now Montgomery will send that ball out of bounds.
Good opportunity right here for Carroll. Set the pace, take a little bit of time to throw the ball in, get players in positions where they want them. Out of bounds on Carroll.
So Montgomery will have it here, and we've seen Guevara a lot. He's active on this near side of the field for Montgomery. He's been the corner kick guy to start things off. He's got to throw in here, up past midfield.
Yeah, and the ball's been on this near side a lot lately.
It has.
Yeah.
We have yet to see too many far side runs or anything like that, or carries with the ball. So
that might be something the coaches mentioned in the next, for the next half at
good
a
point.
halftime break.
Yeah, good point.
Maybe switch the ball a little bit more. Because on top of you switching the ball, it actually makes the other team get more tired.
Correct.
Them having to run back and forth every time the ball switch. So
I think you made a good point earlier. We're going to find out here probably in the second half whether Carroll's defense can withstand this all game. I mean, Montgomery not battering them per se, but definitely have had more chances on offense than the Lynx. So can Carroll's defense stand tall, or can somebody make a play on offense? First goal is going to be huge here in this game, at least the way it's going right now.
it will.
And Montgomery knows in its past against Carroll, it can put up a ton of goals. Carroll's looking for its first ever goal against the Raptors. We'll have a throw in here for Montgomery.
Long throw.
Long throw and stopped by Acevedo. Nice job by Acevedo to sort of smother up on that ball.
Ooh.
Middle of the field there.
Once again.
Volleying and bandying about with the ball. But yeah, Carroll's defense, Montgomery
like
goes
a
up
brick
high
wall.
there and comes down and played pretty even. No one's there haven't been too many fouls. Any rough play of that nature. So it's been a good clean half so far here. But that's a giveaway potentially.
In a bad
danger
spot.
here. Can they get a shot off? A little bit of a shot to the right-hand side, and Acevedo was able to get it. Don't think that was going in, but an Acevedo save nonetheless there. And he'll send the ball up with his right foot. Back toward midfield.
Back to MC.
Yep,
Lot of
MC
defending.
has definitely won the 50-50 balls so far for the most part, and they've been able to get a couple chances. But then in turn, Carroll's defense is playing well. There's a potential chance here for the Raptors, and they wanted a foul there, but I think the Raptors player fell down as he was
Yeah.
trying to send into the box. So
Yeah, there was
good
no
no
foul
call
there.
there.
Yeah.
Yep, good no call there. If you're a player on the field, you want it. You and I
Always.
sitting up here, we can figure it out.
Yeah, no, that was nothing there.
There's a high shot over the net, so a goal kick coming up for Carroll.
I mean, that might have to be another option as well for Montgomery College right now. That if they're not able to get through this this defense, I mean, this defense is a brick wall. They might have to take some shots from outside the box. You know, it's going
Make
to be a
something
little
happen, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they can't get in the box,
Sure.
maybe try to shoot from
Outside the box. If it doesn't work one way, you try the other way.
Yeah,
right?
you're gonna have to maybe switch up, you know, the game plan right here.
Instead of waiting for Carroll to make a mistake or something of
Exactly.
that nature, because right now they're not making too many. And there's a giveaway.
Oh, wow.
Big chance there for Carroll. Goalie a little out of position after he tried to kick it away, and the redirect back in was just a little off, but that might have been
Close chance.
yeah,
He almost got
Carroll's
chipped.
very good chance, the best they've had so far.
That could've
While we
been-
have I'm sorry, Andre, I was going to say, while we have a lull in the action here, that coming up, CMSportsNet has put together a high school football season preview. Every team has had a preview. We're going to put them all together. We're going to have a show, a season preview show. It's going to debut on Friday, August 25th at 7 p.m. High school football kicks off in Carroll County September 1st, and we're planning on covering it all fall long. So if you want to see our team-by-team preview of all the Carroll County Athletic League teams, it'll be the first time the chance to watch it is Friday, August 25th at 7 p.m. on HD channel 1086 here in Carroll County. Didn't mean to cut you off. Just wanted to get that
no
in.
problem
But
at all. No
we've
problem
gotten
at all.
to the.
Does Carroll County have a football team?
No, community college, no, not yet. Just soccer. Women's soccer was unfortunately not able to field a full team this year, so they had to put their season on halt. They have men's soccer. They have volleyball for the first time.
Oh, nice.
They have cross country, and they have track and field
Awesome.
and things. So they're building, and of course they have men's lacrosse and hopefully women's lacrosse in the spring. So yeah, they're established themselves. Now they're trying to add some programs to it. So.
It's very good.
You know, it's
Congratulations to them.
Yeah. The Lynx are really starting. They're trying to do things the right way and make a statement here. It's hard when you're going up against some of the really talented programs and schools in the JUCO conference. But Carroll being the newest of the new, just trying to make a little headway. Last year's soccer team had some success. Didn't have a winning record, but put together some wins. Like we said, they graduated Joey Brower, who was their all-time leading goal scorer, had 2 really great seasons with the Lynx. Carroll won 3 of their first 5 games and had a good start to the season, then had some injuries and some other issues going on during the season and kind of finished on a losing streak. But they did have some wins, and they finished up with a really good October in 2021. Just trying to build on something there. And as you know, Andre, it's tough when you only have a 2-year cycle of players. Yes, Montgomery can reload because of how they've established themselves. Carroll's trying to get there, so little steps, baby steps as they try to match a team like Montgomery.
Yeah. I mean, like I mentioned a couple times before, like I played at Montgomery College 10 years ago, so they've had the program for a long time. We were going to the national championship 10 years ago, 11 years ago.
Right.
So it's going to take time for Carroll to get to there, but once the time is put in, they establish, some things in place, they're right around the corner for the same success.
I think they're hoping so. And like we said, a new coach in Joe Pratt. There's a chance there for the Raptors, saved by Acevedo. What he brings to the table with a different mindset and philosophies, and it's not nothing. No slight on the coach Tom O'Brien, just a new face and new regime, a new way to do things. It could really be an energizer for the Lynx going forward. So under 11 minutes to go in the first half, still no score. So Montgomery tries to make something happen here off of a
1-2. Oh, good
midfield
play.
ball, good touch there. But again, there's Carroll's defense. Keeping the Lynx in this game for sure. Now the ball to midfield. Don't see Carroll try to go far side. But Montgomery right there.
Good win from Ish. He's been having a solid game so far.
And Guevara, man, in this far side. Good try there by Carroll's defense to head that away, but I think Carroll thought that was going to be off of Montgomery, but instead it goes to the Raptors. Quick throw in by the Raptors in their purple. Carroll in the white with the blue shorts.
Oh, wow, good flick.
It was a good flick.
Once again.
Yeah. It's been a defensive struggle. I should say defensive battle, not really a struggle. Defensive battle so far between these two. 10 minutes ago, under 10 minutes, first half.
Good flick, good hit.
Right to Acevedo, makes the save.
You see that one there, that shot came from a little further back.
It did, you're right, outside the box.
So it might have to be
About 25 yards away or so, and yeah, you're right.
might have to be a game plan.
We're going to see some messy type rips here from just inside midfield or something like that.
Now, if we have a messy player on the field right here, I guarantee he's gone
Correct.
after this season.
Maybe halftime.
Yeah.
he gets the promotion at halftime, but no, you're right. Looks like a foul there in the middle of the field by Montgomery, so kick here for Carroll.
Good chance to maybe send the ball into the box right here, depending on how well the kick goes. A little bit of movement on the right side or that far side now. Haven't seen much of that today, but could be. Oh, here's that far side.
You're right,
Cross,
there's that far side cross, but there's Carroll again. But you're right, Andre. They're doing some things that you sort of predicted they might try to do, and that's get to the far side, get on the outside of this Carroll defense and try to make something happen from within. But so far, so good for Carroll Lynx. I mean, if you'd told me we'd be 8.5 minutes to go and a tie game, I'm not talking about no score, but a tie game here, you got to feel pretty good about it if you're Carroll.
100%.
And Montgomery hasn't been playing poorly. It's
No.
just,
I mean, yeah, even
Carroll's-
for Montgomery as well, though. I mean, Carroll's been playing solid.
Yes.
So for them to be 0-0 tie with them as well, so far how they played,
yeah.
that's not a bad half.
Yeah,
either.
Montgomery's not playing poorly. It's just I think Carroll's defense has surprised me for sure, risen to the occasion against a top-notch opponent. You know, you never want to have your season opener be a national runner-up, but they know they're going to have to do that in this conference. And really good teams and a good test early on here for the Lynx to get Montgomery in their first game of the season. Maybe some might say get him out of the way, but I know right now Carroll's holding their own with Montgomery. So good to see from the Lynx and the Raptors here so far. Here's a chance potentially for Carroll, but Morrow comes up with the ball. So both teams had a couple tries here in the last few minutes. Back near midfield, Carroll trying to make something happen on this far side. And we got a whistle. And walking back toward midfield, looks like Montgomery will have a throw in.
Good ball over the
Good
top.
ball.
Wow.
And Acevedo goes up high. Nice job by Acevedo.
Great
and
save.
smart there too to roll it up, I think.
It was very
Try to
smart.
catch.
Very smart.
Yeah, try to catch Montgomery.
Good move.
Nice move. He kept it in. Well done by Carroll Lynx.
Let's see if they can hold the ball here. They are. Oh, nobody's there.
Tried to flick it through. Yeah, nobody there.
But still.
Good job to get it all the way down the other end after Montgomery had one of their best chances. Challenge up forward like that to get that 50-50 ball, and here come the Lynx down the far side, in the far corner.
There's Brian.
Ball squirted through, but Morrow comes up with the ball. Is that Brian No Chang there on defense for Montgomery?
Yeah,
One of
very
those
solid
second-year
player.
players you talked about?
Yeah, very solid. I believe he was a transfer as well.
Okay.
His first year, he came from somewhere else, or maybe this year. But I know that he's a very solid defender.
And a second-year player, so he knows what it takes to be on this team and the expectations that Montgomery has.
Good through ball.
Good through ball. And
Offside.
they call it offside. Shot was wide anyway, but offside on the near side here, I believe, and that will be a goal kick for the Lynx. As we are under 6 minutes left in this first half. No score between Montgomery and Carroll. Won't even really be a goal kick, just be a free kick out here. What's been the biggest surprise, Andre, so far?
Carroll's defense, to be honest. I mean,
Not trying to beat a dead horse here, but
no, I mean, but
yeah.
you know, we might as well state the obvious, especially when it's has been as good as it has been. You know, I wasn't really expecting this from Carroll County, at least with their defense. And this is something that could be maybe the foundation of their season.
100%, absolutely. And a couple of those guys, like we mentioned, were second-year players, but there's a mix of ones and twos out there for Carroll as well. So it's not a veteran-laden roster. They've got a couple sophomores, if you want to call them sophomore, second-year players, but they've got a mix of first and second. I mean, again, much like Montgomery, a lot of one-year guys on the roster. But again, it's a little bit different, just apples and oranges if you're comparing the programs that way.
And this could be something very good for the.
There's a nice shot there by, I think that's Guevara. Just a little high. That's the best chance they've had in many minutes there. And he was in prime real estate there, Andre, for a goal.
100%. He has to keep those shoulders down, you know, hit over the ball, keep it down. But that was an opportunity that they would love to have back.
Yes, I think you're right about that. Instead, it's Carroll's ball on this goal kick. And Montgomery right back on it. So Montgomery's starting to pick it up a little bit. Yeah, you're right. I was going to say Montgomery's starting to pick up the pace a little bit here on offense, but they commit the high kick there, and looks like it'll be Carroll's ball. Under 4 minutes to go, first half. CMSportsNet broadcast of Montgomery College and Carroll Community College, live from Westminster. See Coach Joe Pratt there on the sideline directing his players. And we got a free kick here coming.
Good cover.
Yep. A little misjudged there by Carroll initially. Ball back out to midfield. There's Brandon Taylor at midfield. He tries to get it down the near sideline. Montgomery right there to gobble it up.
Wow, 50-50, great win. They're trying to find the forward over the top, it seems like, between the two center defenders. Ish and Brian have been very solid playing those two center back positions, but it does seem like Carroll has been trying to go down that midfield or that center of the field to score goals.
I agree. They may have to, in turn, like you were mentioning about Montgomery, to change things up. Like you mentioned, Grewal and Nutchang playing as well as they are in that middle. Carroll might have to try to go around as well. Do they have the players to do it? Change things up a little bit. We'll have to see. But here's a kick in from near midfield. Bouncing around outside the box. Another serve back in by Carroll. And try to kick over the head and out of bounds. Not a bad idea there. Kind of in no man's land in that near corner with not a teammate around him, so just trying to get it back over his head. But out of bounds, goal kick for Montgomery, and right away, Morrow sends it out to a defender.
Ball was rolling. See, sometimes as a player, you're like, okay, just play a little quick, and then the ref completely wants to stop you. Say, stop the ball completely, and then roll it. And you're like,
the momentum.
Right,
I had the
ref.
momentum. Yeah. I had the momentum. So Montgomery trying to make something happen in their own end here, and Carroll's right on them. See the close up there of number 23. That's Ish Grewal that Andre's been talking about. Talented defender. But Carroll has possession here near midfield. There's a serve in, and Morrow cleans it up before the secondary shot can be taken. And we might be in the final minute of play here coming up in the first half. And there was a brief stop there for the injury, so we might not be 100% on here, but be looking into the final minute or so of the first half. When the half ends, we'll talk a little bit about what we saw in the first half, and then we'll be taking a break. And then when we come back from that break, we're going to have some highlights to look at, some analysis of the first half. We'll take a look at each team's upcoming schedule. So we got a lot in store for you here during halftime and, of course, the second half of this one. But looks like we're going to have a scoreless first half here as we're under 40 seconds to go. Carroll trying to hold on to the ball near midfield. If this holds in the final 30 seconds, I think it's safe to say Carroll feels like they won the first half by being 0-0.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, Montgomery College their goal is to score goals,
Sure.
and to continue to to do that throughout the game. So for them not to even have one goal so far, it's definitely Carroll County's.
Well, I didn't mean to jinx it.
Yeah.
The Raptors almost put one in, and I think they'll have a corner kick. They will not. Will they?
No.
Well, the clock says 0. They do have a corner kick coming up, but I don't know if they're going to let this play out or not. Looks like a corner is coming up, and there's Guevara sending it in from the near side, and it's out. And that, I think, was
End of the half.
the end of the half. Yeah, so we have reached halftime at Carroll Community College. Pat Stetzer and Andre Michael Anderson here with you. And like I just said to Andre, I feel like we see a 0-0 score at halftime. Of course, no one's winning. But if you're Carroll, you got to feel like you won that half.
100%. They played very well defensively, and they were even knocking the ball around, possessing the ball in certain areas. I do think that they had a decent amount of chances going forward, maybe through the middle. They didn't do too much going wide, but maybe they can build on that going forward, spread the ball a little bit, maybe cross it in, try to find that high man up there for the goal.
If you're Montgomery, how do you feel about how you played in the first half? I would think you feel like you played pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, 0-0, so they're not losing, but I definitely think that, having a standard that they have and the levels and aspirations that they want to reach this year, they're probably not happy with just a 0-0 tie, or even it could be 10-10. They probably wouldn't be happy with the tie at all.
Sure. So, yeah, I think, like you said, I think Carroll's got to feel good about themselves in the first half. And if you're Montgomery, you had some offensive chance. I feel like the last maybe 5 or 6 minutes they got better on offense as the half went on. That great chance a few minutes ago from Guevara, just like you said, he couldn't quite square up his hips.
Yeah.
But when you're going to get a chance like that again, they're going to hope probably not miss. So Carroll has to be ready for that. So again, we're here at halftime, 0-0 between the Carroll Lynx and Montgomery College. We're going to take a look at those highlights after a little bit of a break here, so don't go away. The CMSportsNet broadcast of the season opener between the Carroll Lynx and Montgomery Raptors will be right back. It's almost time. Your favorite teams are taking the field, and CMSportsNet has got you covered with a special football season preview show. Hi, I'm Pat Stetzer. Join me as we visit with Carroll County's varsity teams as they prepare for the new fall season.
Come ready to work.
We'll talk with the coaches.
Ready to go.
You'll hear from some of the top players around, get a look at the upcoming matchups, and more. Don't miss CMSportsNet's football season preview show, Friday, August 25th. Skill, dedication, leadership. Just a few of the things it takes to be named CM Sportsnet's Athlete of the Week. Hi, I'm Pat Stetzer. Each week, CM Sportsnet recognizes an outstanding player for their contribution to their sport. Meet some of Carroll County student athletes and join us as we celebrate their performance, impact, and outstanding accomplishments.
We weren't going to let it go. The CM Sportsnet Athlete of the Week is sponsored by Genova's To Go. Locations in Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, Hanover, and Eldersburg. Genova's, pizza, pasta, subs, and more.
How do you define Montgomery College? That's the wrong question. It's not how it's defined, it's who defines it.
This is a turning point. It's a moment to look to the future and reify your purpose.
MC is defined by those who put in the work, from early mornings to late nights, from the classroom to the workplace, with their family, their teammates, and when no one is watching. When our students declare to the world, "I am MC," they stand tall, backed by 1,000 experiences that have shaped them along the way, and alongside those who have walked the path with them.
There may have been moments of doubt when you were frayed by too much responsibility. Some of you have changed majors and found new inspiration. Through it, you have found the courage to surmount obstacles. If you are the first in your family to graduate, please stand up and say, "I am MC." If you earn a high school diploma and a college degree this spring, if you speak more than one language, if you are older than 50 years old, a military service member, an honor student, if you are a parent or a member of the Montgomery College graduating class, please stand up and say, "I am MC."
Those who embody our spirit don't just graduate and move on. Rather, they continue to represent us as the designers of change and the leaders that they've been the entire time. We don't just begin to be inspired by them after graduation. It's that in our eyes, they've been inspiring us every step of the way.
Montgomery College 0, Carroll Lynx 0 in our men's soccer season opener here at CMSportsNet. Andre Michael Anderson, Pat Stetzer here to bring you the play-by-play from Carroll. Let's check in with some of the highlights of the first half, Andre, and we've talked about this already, but defense has carried the day for the Lynx.
It really has. I mean, they have been solid, literally a brick wall. Everything that MC is really trying to do down the middle has not worked for them at all.
Agreed. I see Brandon Taylor there with a throw-in. We saw Brandon Taylor working the sideline for Carroll and number 12 for Montgomery, Jason Guevara, doing the same for the Raptors. A couple chances there early, but Acevedo, the goalie for the Lynx, has been up for the challenge as well. And there were a few corner kicks. I think four overall for Montgomery, and each time Carroll was able to stack that wall, like you said, and get the ball out of harm's way.
They have, and they've been playing really, as you see right there, they've been playing tough, very strong. I mean, they've brought a real physical presence to this game.
And much like you said, there's another Acevedo save. You know, you mentioned Montgomery's ability to kind of stack it up. Carroll's done the same thing. And there was that shot outside the box you talked about that Acevedo gobbled up for a save. Anything Montgomery was trying to do something different other than get in. I think this might be coming up here when he goes up high for the save. Yeah, just
great save.
Athletic playing so far for their first-year goalie at Carroll.
100%. He's looked really solid. And he looks very tall as well, so those balls in the air seem to be very easy for him.
Yeah, and it seems to be, you know, again, you mentioned too, they want to get the ball down the wings to create something in the middle, but for right now, Carroll's made that almost impossible for Montgomery, so they tried to do something different the last 5 or 6 minutes, and it started to work for the Raptors a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I'm thinking it's going to have to be, even for both teams as well, I mean, you can't necessarily do the same thing the whole game.
Right.
Maybe you have to be in segments, 5 minutes here, try it. If it's not working, go down the middle. If not, maybe switch the ball to the right-hand side, not working, switch to the left-hand side. It's really going to be about possession and then just moving the ball to try to break down the defense that way. As they shift, you want to then be able to maybe like play a through ball in that way. It could be what they have to do.
Yeah, and something's going to break open for one of these teams. Let's go ahead and take a look at the upcoming games that Carroll's set to play here in the next few weeks. Ocean County, 3 straight home games actually for Carroll. Ocean County comes in later this week, and then Hartford Community back to the regular JUCO schedule, a 4 p.m. game against Hartford on August 29th. On the 31st, they finish up August with Hagerstown, and then start up September, have a little bit of a break there, Labor Day break, and the Lynx go out to Frederick, where Joe Pratt used to be the coach, and now he's the coach at Carroll. That Saturday game is 10 a.m., and you see the 4 p.m. games there for the Lynx as well. Carroll just wants to try to get something going here. Obviously, today against Montgomery is a tall order, but any win there in the beginning is going to build confidence for the Lynx. That's got to be the goal, right?
Oh, 100%. 1-0, 2-0. It could be any win at all. Could really, jolt the season, jumpstart the season. They have something to build on. The 100th time I'll say it, the defense. They have that to build on. Now, if they can just work on that midfield, work on the defense, or work on the midfield and the offense, connect a bit more passes, this is a very solid team.
Yep, so far. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Montgomery upcoming schedule. And Andre, you can give us a heads up on this upcoming action here that the Raptors are going to be having.
So CCBC, Cecil College, Harcum. Then you have that September 3rd.
So that's the one, right?
That's what I'm looking at. I see the other ones as well. I mean, it's one game at a time.
Sure, of course.
But
don't look ahead.
Monroe, they're the national champions. They're the team that MC's the only team that beat them last year in that district finals to get MC to the to the nationals.
Yeah, played them twice, right? Lost to them in the regular season
Yes.
early and then came back and beat them.
It was, I think the first time they played them, they lost like 8-1 or 8-2.
Very lopsided.
Very lopsided.
Turned around and beat them. Mm-hmm. So you don't circle too many games, I guess, early on, but if you're going to circle one, that's one to circle. So I'm going to say you're going to be at that game on September the 3rd at 2 p.m.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
When Monroe plays the Raptors.
Wherever it is, I'll be there.
Absolutely. So, yeah, again, just like Carroll, you're talking about trying to get off to the right foot, establish some wins, winning a couple games there, and then getting to play Monroe again in a few weeks' time. Huge motivation for the Raptors and Coach Pedro Braz.
100%. I know that he has that on the schedule, but I also know Coach Pedro Braz, he is not going to skip over any game at all. It's game by game by game. He's going to break down, after this game, he'll break it down.
Right.
He'll break down the next one.
Yep.
It'll be just like that.
Speaking of that, I just wanted to, so we're about to start the second half here in a minute or two. If you're Coach Joe Pratt, what are you telling your guys, as you go into the second half, based on what you saw in the first half?
Keep playing hard, keep playing physical. Possibly even do some long balls over the top.
Okay.
I think that could be something that they might want to do. Their forward up there has been very strong, kind of almost bullying the two center backs in a way. So maybe try to find him as much as possible, find the balls out wide, cross it into him. He could be the guy to score a goal.
And then what do you, sticking with that for a second, when you talk about what the defense just did for the first 45 minutes, you tell them great job, and then you tell them be prepared to do it again for 45 more?
I mean, yes.
Or more?
Yeah, or more, yes. It's tiring, though.
Yeah.
It's very tiring to defend and to defend and to defend. So they're going to want to hold on to the ball a bit just to help those people in the bag, help the midfielders just maybe catch their breath because, balls over the top, winning headers, getting into those tackles can be, quite brutal on the body a little bit.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So you don't always want to have to go into those tough tackles. So holding on to the ball, moving it around could be their game plan for this.
All right, let's switch it over to Montgomery, a team you know well. Coach Braz, again, like I think we talked about in the first half, they didn't play poorly. They played well.
Yeah.
It just Carroll played really good defense. What do you tell your guys who are frustrated on offense after the first 45? Coach, we had a couple of chances there. I know Guevara's probably upset he missed that short-range shot, but as the coach of the team, what are you trying to impress upon them as they get ready for the second half?
Keep your head up and keep going.
Yep.
It's that simple.
Really?
You've had opportunities, you missed them. You're gonna stop? Definitely not. You gotta keep your head up, keep going, keep looking for the opportunities. If the middle is clogged, what do? Go out wide. If out wide is clogged, what do? You go into the middle.
Right.
You're just gonna have to keep moving the ball around. Don't keep it stationary and try to find the opportunities to, to the through ball to the top, through balls out wide, cross it in. Hopefully they can score.
I want to pick your brain for a minute or two here just because you're a former player at this level on this team. You play in a game like this where if you're Montgomery, you have a feeling of, hey, we're the favorites. We've beaten this team handily last 3 times, and you've reached midway and it's 0-0. And there's frustration there. Do you talk about it when Coach Braz is away? Do you guys huddle up and say, look, guys, I know we're upset right now. We think we should be winning 3-4-0. We're not. What do we do now? How do we improve upon the first half, but also answer the call of who's it going to be that's going to be scoring the goal? Who's going to make that defensive tackle? Do you do that as a huddle, as a team, without the coaches being there?
100%. I wouldn't be surprised if I see after the halftime talk by the coaches, the starting 11 of that second half go onto the field, huddle up, and talk about it and say, hey, we haven't necessarily done all we wanted to, score 3, 4, 5 goals in the first half, but we have a whole another half. We're 0-0 tied up. At least we're not losing.
Right.
Now let's move forward from here.
Yeah.
Everything that we didn't do well in the first half, we need to do better. And then all the great things, let's continue doing them.
And I only bring that up because obviously, as we know, there's no timeouts on the field in soccer. So if whatever you're going to talk about, you're going to talk about it now and then as the game's going on. Same with Carroll then. Again, we're sort of reiterating some things here, but as a group, as the player group, hey, maybe we put a little scare into these guys in Montgomery. They thought they were going to be up 3-4-0, and they're not. Let's not let up, but let's also make sure what we can do offensively to kind of counteract what we've been doing offensively so far.
Oh, yeah. That huddle is going to be, look at us, guys. 0-0. They thought they were going to come out here, blow us out in the first half, easy walk in the park, but we're playing solid defense. We're doing our best to hold the ball. And we've had some chances. They've had a couple chances that they could have possibly, the one that went almost over Thomas to go into the goal, that was a very good chance.
Right.
So from there they say, let's keep on playing well, but let's hold on to the ball a little bit so we can save our legs, not get so tired.
Right.
And then you never know. There are going to be opportunities in this game, so you just got to take them.
There will be opportunities. We're going to see more in the second half. We started to see them from Montgomery, again, with 3 or 4 corner kicks. The one right before the end of the half, it didn't go as in the goal, but those are the plays I think that I would think anyway as a player, you go, that's the one you want to remember and then correct it as best you can the next time around. Because there will be more corner kicks. There will be more chances like Jason Guevara had there. You know, can he turn the hips next time?
Yeah.
Can the Carroll player get it over his head or potentially over Morrow? We're going to find out in a few minutes here. But the nerves of all that's happened in the first half, can you put it away and just go on and play the second half without that mindset? Or do you want to hold on to a little bit of that from the first half and realize, I remember how that felt. I don't want to let that happen again this time around.
I mean, MC should be thinking, nerves are gone. We need to win this game. Let's press forward.
Okay.
You know, let's press high.
Yeah.
Let's do our thing. And in Carroll, the nerves should be gone as well. Look what we've done in the first half. We're holding this team to a 0-0 tie. Why can't we score? You know? Why can't we push up and take the opportunities? Because there will be opportunities for both sides. It's all about being clinical and finishing the opportunities. The soccer is a funny game. Sometimes a team will take one shot, score, they'll win. Other team takes 30 shots and they'll lose.
That's true.
You got to finish your opportunities.
Ball bounces funny ways sometimes.
Always.
It's been a great first half. We're going to get to that for the second half. And the halftime score here, Montgomery 0, Carroll Lynx 0. We see the players getting back onto the field. And we'll get ready to start the second half here in a few moments. Again, Joe Pratt's first game as Carroll coach, first official game. And for Pedro Braz, not his first game by any means, but first game of the season. So, you know, those first impressions have been pretty good on both sides. Andre, I think Joe Pratt's guys have held themselves well, and I think Coach Braz's Raptors are playing well just right now, playing against a really, really good defense.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to be. This is something to take away for Carroll County.
Yeah.
Regardless of the score at the end of the game, this is something to take away, especially the first game of your season like this. I mean, what a performance in that first half.
Agreed, and we've said it over and over, and it sounds like we're just saying repeating ourselves, broke record, but that's what's happened so far. As you see the Raptors coming back over to the side, we heard the horns. I think the second half will be underway here momentarily. At Lynx Field here, Lynx's home field in Westminster. You see some of the fans over there on the hill. Kind of a cool setup. Again, not a stadium set up just yet. That's in the plans for the future for Carroll. It's different than what Montgomery has, but it is kind of a nice tradition there for some of the fans to come over and take a break from whatever they're doing and watch a little bit of the game on the side there.
It's actually really cool.
Yeah.
I actually really like that.
Yeah. just don't do any tumbles down the side. It is a steep hill there, but sort of gives you that nice stadium bowl atmosphere.
Yeah.
The one side's got the where our camera is, of course, and then the other side for the fans. And Carroll's relatively new scoreboard there. You'll see it once in a while in our view of our camera.
Really nice.
To the parking lot side.
You know, I was gonna say, I always say, you know, when you go to any type of sports game and you sit too close to the ground, you can't really see the whole field.
Mm-hmm. So you get a good view here when you're at Carroll, yeah,
100%.
for sure. And we're underway, second half. So teams switch sides, of course. Montgomery will be on offense going this way, and there we go. Our first chance here potentially for the Raptors gets sent in from this near side, and Carroll will be going right to left on the screen on offense. And Montgomery, wasting no time, like just trying to do things quick here in this first minute. Header gets through, and Carroll clears it off the line. Andre, I've heard this a lot too. I've covered soccer for a lot of years. You go to a game, you do 10 games. I played it when I was a kid back in the day. The first 5 minutes of the second half are huge.
The most important. The most important.
Why is that from your aspect?
It's the way to start the momentum. You know, like you need to come out the gates. It's like a sprinter. You come off the block. You don't come off jogging. You got to come out sprinting.
Right.
And that is how you set the stamp on the game.
Mm-hmm.
It shows the other team who's, more ready than the other.
Right.
And then you want to come out that gate with hopefully a goal in those first 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then you can kind of shape the game from there.
Sure, but that energy you want in that first 5 minutes of the half. And they always talk about the first couple minutes after a goal, too.
Yeah.
Like, hey, 2 minutes, guys, 2 minutes. You hear the coach yelling 2 minutes sometimes.
Exactly.
So yes, it's a long half, and you can break it down into chunks, and that's how you can kind of sort of motivate all your aspects, your defense, your midfield, your offense.
It's a very good point.
I've heard it so much. I'm glad you're here to let me in on a little bit of the secret there on what it means. But it is a big deal, these first few minutes of the half for both sides. And Montgomery, again, I think they're trying to really up the tempo here in this first stages of the second half.
Good cross in. Good save once again. This keeper is doing very well.
Yep. Went up high again to get that ball. That's first-year player Emiris Acevedo, number 30 for the Lynx. And once again, we've got a midfield 50-50 situation here, and Montgomery sends it back to Morrow. can't tell really yet. You could probably give me a better eye, Andre, just as we go along here. If anybody's changed schemes or formations out there, it doesn't look like they have. It looks like the same sort of formations for both sides.
Yeah, looks kind of the same.
It'll be indicative. It'll be obviously, predicated on who scores first. Then you'll see something change, right?
Yep, exactly. That's exactly when everything's going to change, especially within the second half. Usually in the first half, if a team scores first or it's more of like a up-tempo game, they don't really try to change too many things in the first half. But that second half is when you're really trying to do more of a bit of a strategy. You're like, okay, we need to score a goal and then kind of lock it in.
When we score, what happens next, right?
Yeah. And then also when teams do score, another thing that happens is the game, as they say, it opens up.
Sure.
So when one goal happens, usually you see another, because the other team is trying to press to score themselves, so it leaves a lot of gaps in the back.
Right. So we're 4 minutes in here, and still no score. Carroll trying to get things going on its offensive side. Ball pushed back into the defensive zone, and the Raptors trying to press the issue now. Action of course, the first half was all near side. Now it's all far side of the field so far in the second half.
They listened to us.
I guess they did, yeah. Doesn't help that we can't see who they are, but
that's true.
That's such is life here in the soccer game. All right, Raptors trying to get out of the middle. Carroll pressing the issue there a little bit on defense. Like, I really am not trying to say the same thing over and over again, but it's so far anyway, just thoroughly impressed with the way Carroll has played on the defensive side of the ball, knowing what kind of firepower Montgomery has.
100%. And this is very good for the young first-year player. I mean, let's say that both first and second-year players are young, but those first-year players.
Their first college experience,
yeah,
right?
This is a great experience for them. For a team like this, Montgomery College, it's a big boost.
It's been a big boost so far. There's no doubt about that. Still trying to get it out of this, and Montgomery's trying to press up a little bit.
Oh, wow, they're
call
playing.
there, no
Play
call.
on. Yep.
Played on, yep. But Carroll has it out toward midfield. Kind of a ping pong back. Yeah, I think the ball kind of ping pong back there. Morrow was playing up. He got close to the goal mouth.
Wow.
A little too close for comfort there if you're Montgomery. I don't think that was meant to be a scoring chance, but it almost became one for Carroll.
Any team will take anything at this point.
At this point, you're right. As we get close to being 10 minutes into the first half.
See
Coach Joe Pratt wanting a foul there.
Yeah, he didn't call that. Wow.
Ball punched back up on the near side here, and Montgomery trying to go quick here on the throw-in. That was knocked out by Griffin Garvis, looked like, defender for Carroll.
Everything thrown so far by Montgomery College has been just
short.
Yeah, and kicked right back out of bounds.
Right. There's a cross from Montgomery, near side to far side, but no one home, and Carroll has a chance to kind of possess the ball here up toward midfield, but right back to it are the Raptors. That's sent into the middle. Nobody there, though, for Montgomery anyway. And all the way back out to Carroll, and the Raptors will have the throw-in. So right now, just sort of a kick and catch here for Carroll and Montgomery.
These are times that, when I would be playing, I would be telling my players, hey, let's keep the ball. Let's keep it. Let's move it. Let's knock the ball around. I mean, that's the only way we're going to make the other team tired.
Yeah.
And then once teams get tired, they get sluggish, they get out of position because they're getting a little lazy on the field.
Right.
And that's also another way you can really start to break down a team is just, knock the ball around. Let them run. And then it opens up space.
That was a nice takeaway there about 30 seconds ago by Carroll Community. And Montgomery was able to sort of stem the tide there and get possession back. But again, defense, a giveaway, or a takeaway rather, not a giveaway, a takeaway by Carroll. Got possession, but here come the Raptors again and sending it back toward the middle. Looked like he had a teammate coming off to the near side, but opted to come back to the middle. And they're going to try to possess a little bit. There's Cesar Biaski, number 29, first-year player for the Raptors.
Good
There's
cross.
a serve in. And a little off the mark. Acevedo smartly didn't have to touch it.
Yeah,
A good serve in, though, from Montgomery there.
I don't know what it is about this close side right here, but the ball seems to be a magnet. Just hanging over here. They gotta switch the ball a little bit.
Yep. I would say the next 10, 12, 15 minutes are going to be crucial for Carroll's defense. If they're this is just me talking. You know more about this than I do, but like you mentioned about how tired they're going to be. This is the time right here. If they can hold on.
Wow.
Ooh, Montgomery wanted a foul and none called. If the defense can sort of hold on and keep playing the way it has, it's got a good chance to go right down to the wire.
They really do.
But it's just a matter of can they stay fresh?
In opportunities like this,
Yes.
they need to see the ball's in a good spot for them, or I guess MC's.
No, right, but I know what you mean. Like down the other end,
Exactly.
MC is going to get this back here, but
If they can get the ball, in MC's half, pin him in a corner, get a cross in here, there. You never know. The ball can take a deflection.
right.
So that's what they're looking for.
Oh, that looks like off Montgomery. I haven't paid too much attention to the substitutions, but I don't know if I've seen too many subs. So that also could be a factor in this final 35 minutes of regulation. Just who has the bigger lungs, who has the best stamina, who's been running the conditioning,
100%.
during the year, or during the preseason, I should say. Nice turnaround there by Ish Grewal. Look, that's 23 there on the far side. Now getting it back toward the middle of the field. Header over the top.
Good stop
Carroll's
once
defense,
again.
Carroll's defense comes up big there. But Montgomery going to stay on it.
Crosses. Oh,
Yeah,
corner kick.
Cross never got there. Yeah, I think it's a corner. So the first corner in the second half is going to be for Montgomery. They're dominating in shots and they're dominating in the corners, but the game is 0-0 thanks in part to a sturdy Carroll defense. See 17 in there for Carroll, Raymond Lima. Trying to pack in near the goal. And so another set play here, right, Andre?
He's a critical.
Right.
Very crucial.
Whether it's the same as from the first half or something different they want to try. They work on this all the time at practice.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah. So it's coming in from the far side this time.
Good service. And, ooh. that was
Just over
close.
across the goal mouth. I think Montgomery hit it last, so it's going to be a goal kick for Carroll. And once again, the Lynx keeping the game scoreless.
Yeah, set
That's also,
pieces.
go ahead.
I'm sorry, but I was going to say set pieces might be the best opportunity right now for these teams.
I
Corner
agree.
kicks, free kicks, serving the ball in that way.
Yes. Montgomery's won the share of these mid balls, 50-50 balls near the midfield. But Carroll has played good defense, and kudos to Joe Pratt. His game plan so far has worked against Montgomery. Also, Amaris Acevedo had a couple of nice saves in goal for Carroll, and his defense has been really good in front of him.
Oh, yeah, especially him being a first-year goalie. I know that Coach Pratt is probably very excited to have him for 2 years.
Yeah, that's the key, right? Trying to get a guy in right away, and he's going to get experience on the field, and then he comes in next year as a seasoned vet. That's huge.
Exactly. Potential captain, leader on the field.
100%.
It's like a whole nother coach.
And
No call.
no call.
Wow.
Again, Montgomery, I think, wanted a foul. Player down for the Raptors, and they're going to get one there. It's going to go against Montgomery. Let's take a replay. Take a look at this play here.
That was a clean tackle.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, that was a clean
Ball
tackle.
first, right?
Yep, yeah, it was.
There was contact for sure, and so then Montgomery commits the foul after that. So good job by Carroll. And that was number 3, Rudolph Coleman. He's a first-year player from Clarksburg High School, but his hometown is Ghana. So there's a player who has international experience there, and a first-year player for Carroll. We saw him there in the shot number 3. Defender Rudolph Coleman. And Montgomery trying to get it back to
Center back
Morrow.
Brian.
Yep.
Yep.
Morrow and his defenders in front of him, and back to Morrow it goes. So we've seen a lot of good defensive plays. That was a great tackle there by Carroll to avoid the foul, and there's a giveaway. And let's see what Carroll can do with it here.
Wow, they're trying it from any angle at this point, but hey, it's better than no angle, better than no shot at all.
That was a good rip from about 30 yards out.
So give the team confidence to know that they have space to take these shots, space to move forward.
And it was a giveaway, and they didn't just give it right back. They actually made an offensive play out of it. So.
Exactly.
I've been impressed so far with the Lynx.
I have as well.
Yeah, and it's no slight on Montgomery. They're playing a good game, but they are up against right now for the first 50-some minutes of this 60 minutes of this game is a good defense, and that could really serve Carroll. Like you mentioned this in the pregame, Andre. They could go far just in terms of hanging with these teams if their defense plays like this all year. Now it's the first game. You got a long way to go in this season. But you got to like what you've seen so far if you're a Lynx fan and a Lynx coach. And there's a foul there near midfield. I think it's going to go back to Montgomery. Got to play the ball there, right? That's the name of the game.
Yeah, the wrong type of football if they're trying to tackle, you know.
Montgomery put a little hip into the Carroll defender there to try to create some separation. Sort of stacked up there on that far side of the field, but this is a dangerous area here if you're the Raptors. Oh, a nice takeaway on defense by Carroll.
Oh, ball over the top.
Morrow playing out, probably smart to play out that far. He knows that. But you're right, that was a potential chance there by Carroll, and just a little bit too far of a pass to connect. And now we're going to have that foul there and a free kick here for Montgomery. And see, right away, they want to get this guard right away, try to catch Carroll napping, because so far, when they give Carroll time on defense, they've been doing a great job. And there's another example. So we have a left-handed shot here. Oh, maybe not. Turn him around. Nice defense again.
Long-range shot. And deflection. Is it offside?
Yeah, offside or was it a foul in the let's see. Well, whatever it was, it's no goal. Once again, the Lynx.
Solid.
Here's a replay, Andre.
Solid. I mean, you're seeing right here, and this is Ish, the center back, taking the shot from far away. I mean, they're not seeming to get too close to the goal to have these opportunities, so you have to take them whenever you can. And once again, Carroll County's keeper doing his thing.
Emeris Acevedo, the first-year keeper. And a couple players down on the ground.
It's getting physical out there.
A little bit, yep. Both of these guys, like you mentioned, both of these teams want to make that first statement on offense, and I think they're really trying to figure it out here. And we got a player down from Montgomery. It's getting physical, but again, I haven't seen anything too rough, too over the top. I mean, both teams want to win this game, and so they're doing whatever they can to make a play out there. And it's, there are going to be some tackles, there are going to be some hard plays, but nothing rough. I don't think anything's been too.
It's all part of the game.
I agree so far. Not always the case. There have been some games in the past where you see your share of cards. Been no cards yet on either side, so that's indicative of a clean game. There's a quick throw in.
Yeah, and that's also something, first game of the season, you don't want to start off with, a couple yellow cards here and there, because then you got to carry those throughout the season.
I agree. Got it down to the near side. I think I was Ish again. I think I'm starting to recognize a couple of the guys on Montgomery. And there again, Carroll clears it out.
Here's Brian.
It's Chang right there with the ball. But a little bit of a takeaway for Carroll.
Good cover.
Montgomery.
Is that out?
Montgomery does a good job of recovering. At least they have so far. That was out on Montgomery, so it's going to be a Lynx ball, I believe. We're down to 28.5 to go in the second half. Montgomery 0, Carroll 0. Season opener, 2023 men's soccer season. Happy to be with you guys on CMSportsNet in partnership with Montgomery College TV. That was Evan Austin with the throw in, back to a teammate. Number 13 is Evan Austin. And going to the far side, Must some substitutions there a minute or two ago too. So it's that time of the game, right, where you're going to start to try to bring in some subs, try to keep it as fresh as possible.
Yeah, even with that halftime break,
Right.
Players are just coming off of 2 days through preseason and things like that. Definitely tired.
And there's a cross in and a header
off the post.
Off Acevedo again. What a great job, Acevedo. It's going to be a corner kick
What a
from
save.
Montgomery, but a heads-up play by Maris Acevedo. Montgomery, great job on that header and then the rebound. Here's a replay, Andre.
What a save.
There off of his hand and right,
Three saves.
short range shot. And you see the Raptors player put his hands on his head. You can't believe it. And here comes another corner kick. Sending it in, and I think out of bounds. I think that's going to be a goal kick. Well, 65-some minutes have gone by, and we haven't seen a goal. And if the reason is because of these both defenses, we're praising Carroll's defense. Montgomery's defense has played great, but Carroll's just had more defensive time with the ball, without the ball to have to shine, and they've shined.
Yeah, and then this is time, though, coming to this point of the game where players start to maybe get a little more frustrated.
Yes.
And,
Midway through the second half.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Still 0-0.
Yep.
You're trying to score. It's hard to get past the defense. You
Yep.
know, you're doing everything you can, and it just seems like it's not working. And these are when times get more frustrating. But at the same time, like I said, at halftime, you got to keep your head up. You got to just keep moving forward.
Right.
You got to keep thinking about how we
Right.
can get to that next goal. How
Right.
can we?
What did we talk about at halftime? How can we
Exactly.
execute better? So, and Morrow just cleared the ball out, but Carroll will retain possession here on this side of the field. So maybe a chance here for the Lynx. They haven't had too many on offense. Andre hit it on the head at halftime. This game's a funny game, and there's a ball that bounces in, and Thomas Morrow gobbles it up.
All it takes is one.
Back out to midfield. And that one squirts away, but again,
read.
there's Carroll defender to kick it up past midfield here. And Carroll tries to get something going on offense now. He's got a teammate streaking in from the near side, sends it into the middle, but no one home for the Lynx. These are the times you got to be careful. You've made a push, and then you have to try to hustle back on defense, and the Raptors understand that too. They're going to want to try to make something happen on offense. Nice pass to the far side there. And when we got two players down, we got a whistle. This might be a free kick just outside the box for Montgomery. I think it's going to be. So a potential good chance here for the Raptors to get on the board.
Yeah, this is the opportunity for all the big guys in the back to go up, cross the ball, and hopefully. Oh, they're
Again,
going-
stuff I think they try to start early, but
Yeah.
again, these are things you work on, right?
Yeah.
These are the set pieces you work on in practice, and you hope at some point during the season you cash in on one of them, right?
Exactly.
I don't know if the ball just got kicked away by mistake, but I don't think we've actually started this, restarted this kick yet. So I can tell maybe you can tell who's going to kick this in. Served in,
Wow,
and
good
Acevedo. Save, and then cleared back out by Carroll's defense. Just a great job by Carroll. I want to take 1 second again and just tell you that coming up August 25th, 7 p.m. will be the preview of our high school football season preview show. You can check in on your favorite team and see who will come out on top this year in Carroll County once the season is finished.
Oh, no. It seems to be offside. I don't think that's a goal.
Yeah, it looks like there wasn't any reaction from anybody. So goal kick again for the Lynx.
What a header.
It was.
Call that a foul. It looked
Oh,
clean
they
to
called a
me.
foul there? So,
Yeah.
okay, Carroll will get the ball. So right near midfield, I think, for the Lynx. Yep. send in by Carroll. Can somebody get there for the ball? It's Thomas Morrow, Raptors goalie. So both goalies getting their hands on the soccer ball here today in this season opener.
It's one thing as a field player, knowing that you have a solid goalie in the back definitely helps a lot when it comes to defense and feeling confident that you have someone that can really save some shots for you.
Certainly the case today with both sides here.
100%.
Coming up on 22 minutes left
Return.
in the first half. Yep. Raptors turn it back
Oh,
toward.
wow.
And there's a shot in and didn't quite connect. The Raptors want a foul. None called, I don't believe. Looks like Acevedo has the ball. It'll be a kick. So a replay there. I think he might have just got tangled up with him. It's hard to tell from that angle.
Yeah, it didn't look like a foul to me.
Right. I know, again, if you're the Raptors, it happens right
Here
in
we go
front of you.
again. Wow.
Oh, Morrow got in the way, or else Carroll almost had a chance there. We're going back and forth here now, Andre, up and down the field.
Game's opening up. Players are
Yeah,
getting
a little
tired.
bit. Guys are getting tired, and here's another potential chance here for the Lynx. Tried to feed it through, but no one there, and Morrow collects it from his teammate, defensive teammate.
MC's trying to hold on to the ball. Here comes a cross, potentially.
From the far side, and no,
Another save?
frustration by the Raptors. Acevedo holds onto the ball. I lost the ball for a second. I just saw several men in the net, and Acevedo
Wow.
held on to the ball.
What a
This
game
has been
he's
some
having.
game for Acevedo for the Lynx. There's that. You can see the Raptor player just pounding the grass in frustration. They know they want some of these balls to go in the net. This has been an exciting game. There hasn't been a goal yet, of course, but this has been a pretty exciting game for both sides. I mean, I agree with you though. The last 4 or 5 minutes, it's opened up a bit. We've had some long passes connect, and guys have started to find teammates. Again, some of that could be guys getting tired, but here's the Raptors controlling the ball near midfield. Here comes another ball back into the box, and Acevedo clears it out.
Yeah, these are times when, for one, teams get tired. You want to keep moving the ball so that you can get the other team tired. But also, you want to keep holding on to the ball and moving it so that your team can get its breath back
Yeah.
and you not have to just kick and chase the whole game.
Like you said, no timeouts on the field, so it's 45 means 45 unless a brief stop for a goal here or there, but we've got none of them. That looked like it could have been
Foul.
at least Carroll wanted it, but Carroll gets the ball. That was the giveaway there by the Lynx, and the Raptors on the near side now. That was out on the Raptors. I think that was Guevara trying to make something happen, and just a little out of bounds there, and Evan Austin will throw it in for Carroll. Under 20 to go, second half. Under 19 almost here at the 19-minute mark left. And there you see Evan Austin, first-year player for Carroll Community. But the Raptors gather it near midfield. Oh, ball's in play.
Another great stop right there.
Looked like it. And
Carroll's
it
ball.
went off of Montgomery. You saw Ish right there. Wonder where that wasn't his ball, but
Yeah.
Yep.
Deflected off of the MC player to go out of bounds.
nice call by the sideline referee, and a throw-in. Raptors all over it, though. Send it back to the middle of the field, but Carroll clears, and it's a race to this one. Morrow couldn't use his hands there, of course. Smartly used the head.
Those are the type of balls over the top the defense never wants to have to deal with.
Absolutely.
You're running towards your own goal while players are running on your back. That's difficult to deal with.
When it clears your head, you just got to turn and go and hope you get there before the other, your marked player gets there. But yeah, those are not fun.
Can he get there? Wow.
Acevedo steps up.
Uh-oh.
Oh, but it's an empty net.
Good
Off the
defense
mark,
again.
yeah, off the mark. But Acevedo gambled there a little bit, trying to get out there, and it almost bit him. And is this going to be a corner
Yeah, it should be.
for Montgomery? Yeah, so this might be number 6 on the game, second one of the half. Again, going to come from that far side. And could this be the breakthrough that the Raptors are looking for as we hit this, as we reach 17 minutes to play? Sent in low.
This is definitely
Pass
a play
back-
that they.
I agree. Pass back out. Left foot was blocked before it even got to the goal, and Carroll clears it. It'll be out, but a good job by Carroll to clear it. Raptors quickly throw it back in to the box. That was a cross there, too, from the near side. I think the Carroll defender thought the ball was bouncing one way, and it went back.
Another long shot.
That was a Nanya Ballet we saw there, number 17 on the field there for Montgomery's Raptors. But a shot hauled in by Acevedo, who's talking to his teammates, trying to pump them up. Mentally, you need to stay in this game too with 15 or so minutes to go. I mean, this is a big moment as well. You're tired, you want to break, but you also don't want to give up, let something go by you that could be disastrous for either side.
Yeah, this is something where usually players with a little bit more experience, that they are able to understand that kind of concept. It's like when you are tired, how can you maybe, what can you do to recover that tiredness a little bit quicker?
Right.
And the experience kind of comes in there.
Right.
Game's getting a little chippy here.
Uh-huh. Couldn't tell if there was a card there or not. Either way, there's going to be a kick here for Montgomery. Just inside midfield, nice ball into the box. Bounce back out. And Acevedo likes to make sure he has the ball, smother the ball, and hold on to it for as long as he can before he can set up his defense and his midfield in front of him.
Yeah, give his team some time to rest.
You get a certain amount of time, right? Once you've got the ball in your hands.
Exactly. Maybe
10 seconds or so.
I would say or so.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a good opportunity.
You do have to get rid of it.
Exactly.
Right.
Good opportunity for the team to kind of move up, get into plays,
Correct.
get a quick little rest, and then he'll send the ball up. That was strong.
Yep,
1v1.
far side, yep. Raptors trying to make something happen in the box. Yeah,
defense
takeaway
again.
by Carroll. But they're so packed in, it's almost like the breakaway is going to be hard to come by right now if you're Carroll. So not saying they're playing for the scoreless tie, but right now they're just playing such a good defense that Coach Joe Pratt wants to make sure that his defenders are on their mark. It's just going to be, there's not a lot of offensive players up above, up past midfield to even get the ball to. And Montgomery's got them outnumbered there right on that side of the field.
Yeah, they don't really seem like they know, where to really go right now because of how compact the Carroll County is playing.
Yep.
You can look, there's no one really out wide for them. But there goes Ish with a really strong run out the back.
And a takeaway by Carroll. And maybe a chance here. But Montgomery also playing pretty good defense. A nice takeaway there by the Raptors.
Good
There's
ball
a
over the
send
top.
in by the Raptors, and I'm going to say Acevedo.
Corner corner kick?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he tried to come out and make something happen, and it might have gone off him. So as we almost reached 13 minutes left in regulation. Yeah, I said regulation. We could be in for some extra time, or what's the?
I mean, there might be. I don't know about. There'll be extra time. So, but there won't be, like overtime.
It will be a tie if they.
Yeah, it'll
if
just
they
be
go 0-0.
a tie.
Okay. That's why you're here, Andre. I need you to refresh me on the rules.
Yeah.
So there may not be any extra time. There hasn't been too many. There's been too many injuries or what have you that have led to it, but maybe a few seconds. So let's see how this final 13 play out. Corner kick from the near side. Acevedo bounced the ball away, and I think we're going to have another corner kick now on the other side.
This could be another opportunity for the Raptors here. Once again, I mean, they're probably going to do one of their set plays. Not sure which one, but they're hoping anyone works at this point.
So the Raptors are going to send it in from the far side. And that's a bad kick out of bounds. Not a bad kick, but out of bounds anyway. Not what he wanted to do. And a goal kick for Carroll. As we get close to 12 minutes left in the second half. Both teams hoping that something breaks open here on offense for them.
At this point, it's no longer, the 3-4, 5-0 win you're looking for. You just want one goal.
You want a goal. A goal would be nice. So, provided there is no extra time and no overtime, there will be a moment or two here coming up where Carroll would think to themselves, we'll take a scoreless tie. We'll take a tie. Right now it happens to be 0-0. So, if we're not playing for overtime and we will tie at the end of regulation, I wouldn't be surprised if Carroll, I won't say packs it in on defense, but I can sort of see why they would want to play the way they're playing for the next 11 minutes or so.
I mean, first game of the season, no matter who you're really playing, 0-0 tie is not a bad result. And then on top of that, you get a clean sheet. No goal scored against you. It's called a clean sheet. So then from there, it's like, that's something to really build on. That's another stat as well to go along towards the end of the season.
Right.
Good confidence for the defense, good confidence for the goalie, 100%. Saying, hey, we just held a team that made it to nationals last year.
You took the words out of my mouth. And by the way, you're playing the national runners-up.
In the first game of the season, when they're trying to come out and make a statement on their season, you can almost count that as a win.
We'll see how this next 10 and a half minutes or so play out. It's not over yet, but so far, Montgomery has to figure out Carroll's defense, and Carroll has to potentially try to hold on for another 10 minutes. And there's a cross that's deflected out, and that's going to be a corner.
Yeah, she's had some corners today, so.
This might be the 7th or 8th one here so far in this game. The Raptors have dominated in shots and dominated in corners. It just doesn't show up on the scoreboard right now, and that's thanks in part to Carroll Lynx's sturdy defense and goalkeeper Emaris Acevedo. From the near side,
good service.
Montgomery, header.
Nothing once again.
You see Coach Pedro Braz with his hands out over his hips, wondering what's going on out there, but he knows. He's a good soccer guy. He knows the kind of defense that Carroll's played so far.
Oh yeah, that's bringing back nightmares for me. Seeing him with the hands going up and down, I'm like, uh-oh. I know what he's probably thinking.
So goal kick here for Carroll. About 9 minutes left here in this game, regulation. Can either side break through and get the first goal of the season?
Ooh.
Again, physical play on defense for Carroll. Ooh, try to pass to a teammate. Probably not the smartest pass there to pass it back into the box. The Raptors had the ball.
Looking for a service and goal kick.
Goal kick. And Montgomery wanted a foul and nothing called. Back to the drawing board.
not much left time, or not, much time left to draw. Excuse me.
Exactly, you're right. Running out of time for sure, both sides, in terms of offense. It's been a defensive battle, but a good one in this season opener. CMSportsNet bringing it to you with Montgomery College TV. The Raptors and the Lynx kicking off the 2023 season. Still looking for that first goal.
Good ball. Offside. Once again.
That was a good ball, a good send-in serve by Montgomery, but the player offside, and that's always a confusing call. I mean, for me too, but I don't consider myself an expert, but is it easy to break it down for us? What exactly offside is?
Yeah. So first of all, you have to look at the half-field line.
Okay.
So if, for instance, right now Montgomery College is going from left to right.
Mm-hmm.
If the whole team on Montgomery College is in their own half, and Carroll Community College, say, is just outside the halfway line. If there's a player that's behind the players on Montgomery College or on the Carroll Community College, that'd be offside. So they can't be behind the defense.
The last guy on defense.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. And sometimes they're judgment calls because if you're running down the field and things like that, it's off to the sideline ref to call it anyway.
Yeah.
I know some fans will wonder that wasn't offsides or why didn't they call offsides there? So it's sometimes you have to watch the VR to see whether they were or not. You don't have that obviously here, but it can be a judgment call. And here's another corner for. Oh no, is it a full corner?
Yeah, it's a corner.
It is. Yeah. Corner for Montgomery, served in.
Great service.
From the far side, a little out of the way, not too far away to get ahead on it, but Montgomery's going to hold on to it here. Pass back into the box. There's a chip up over the top and stayed in. Stayed in. Nice play by Montgomery. Oh, did it stay in? It did not stay in.
Goal kick.
Goal kick, yeah. By the time we kick this, it'll be 6 minutes left in this one. No score.
Fatigue is definitely kicking in.
It's got to be a factor, right, on both sides. I don't care how fit you are. This has been may not be humid, but it's warm. It's sunny. It's the first game. All those things play a factor, right?
100%. Good header by Brian.
It was, not to call it, quit the foul too, not to put his hands on his shoulders, which would be a foul. But punch back out into this other end. Carroll just can't quite get a foot on it. But they will hold the ball here, throw in. And I think maybe some substitutions coming. Yeah, I think some subs are coming in.
So the players getting some water on the side real quick.
Yeah, absolutely, because they might have to come right back in a minute or two. So in these final 5 minutes of the second half. What do we have? Still have some subs. That was a quick water break for a couple of those guys. That was interesting.
Yeah, whenever you can kind of get that opportunity to maybe grab some water.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not stopping the game.
No,
Ref is going to hold it off for you. But if maybe you can maybe delay a sub, or if someone goes down really quick.
Oh, my penny, they didn't give it to you. Right. That's the gamesmanship. It's part of the game. Absolutely. And that's out of bounds on the far side. I think Carroll's ball. When we come back. Oh, no, sorry. It should be throw in for Montgomery. Over the top. Acevedo there.
Down again.
He's got this down pretty good. He knows how to give his teammates a break or two. Or you see the sideline for the Raptors. Goal kick back to midfield, but Montgomery gets to it first. And can the Raptors get something going here?
The ball has seemed to be a little more on the Raptors' side this half. But even so, not many opportunities have come from, all they've been trying to do. And with the time ticking down to where it is right now, it's, the 0-0 is looking a lot more like it's going to be the final score.
We'll see. Yeah, you're right. I mean, the way the Lynx defense is played, of course, as we know, it only takes one. And there's a header. Acevedo jumps up, makes a save. Directly to him, but it still had to go up and get it. And Maris Acevedo has really put on a good display here as the Lynx goalie, and so has the Lynx defenders as a whole. You don't want to let up here. Then, like if you're Carroll and you don't want to show you're playing for the tie, but you might mentally be ready for that tie. You don't want to let up because a let up here could be bad news.
Exactly.
If you're the Lynx. Oh, almost a giveaway there by Morrow with a charging
touch.
Lynx player. And there's a takeaway.
Uh-oh.
And there's a pass out to the far side.
3-on-3 right here. Oh.
Tried to punch it up over and just didn't quite have enough angle. So that'll be a goal kick. Nope, my bad. It'll be a throw-in for Montgomery. A little more than 2.5 minutes left in regulation. Is that a handball? Potential handball? It's going to be Carroll's ball either way. Thought the ball might have bounced up and hit him in the hand.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Here's Rudolph Coleman, number 3 for the Lynx, to send this ball in toward the box. He sends it to the far side. No call there, and Montgomery gets the ball in there, deep in their own end there, but Carroll right on it. Nobody home though, and now Montgomery has it on the near side here.
Yeah, you can see the players, like, they're like putting their hands out to basically see like who's open, you know, like you got to check to the ball.
Sure.
I know, especially at a time like this, you want to just kind of go down the field and launch the ball to get closer to the goal.
Right.
But if you can keep the ball and move it closer to the goal, you have more of a chance to actually get a shot off.
Another great takeaway there by Carroll. That might have been Rudolph Coleman there on that play. Good, nice job. No, actually, I can't see who it was, but a nice job by the defender to thwart that Montgomery rush. They had a chance there for an open teammate to pass it to. As we're going to be 70 seconds away here from the end of this regulation, end of this second half.
She's running. Good tackle. Way to break up the play.
Montgomery trying to get something here in the final minute. Of course, so's Carroll. And what do we have here? So we had a foul. So Montgomery trying to hurry up here.
This could be one of the last opportunities.
Yeah, it might be. 40 or so seconds left. Again, it could be a couple extra seconds on the referee's whistle, but Montgomery trying to direct traffic toward the net.
Oh, what a save.
Oh,
Wow.
And the goal. Did that go in? Montgomery says it did. Hang on.
Wait, what did the ref? Oh, wow.
They're talking this over. It just the way Carroll came out of the net, like they weren't sure it was a goal. Montgomery, of course, thinks it's a goal. I couldn't even see who scored. Goal.
Goal. Wow.
Well, it shouldn't be for Carroll. It should be for Montgomery.
Yeah.
I didn't see who scored. Let's take a look and see if we can see. I don't know if it actually went to the free kick or not. And it just went in. Carroll wanted it to be a handball. Looks like the goal's going to stand.
Wow.
And so Montgomery should be leading 1-0 on the scoreboard there, and that might do it. Wow. In the final minute of the game.
Controversial ending.
Controversial ending for sure. The Raptors get the goal,
Wow.
and that's going to do it.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure what to say here in this. Well, there are 25 seconds left?
Just about. I mean, I know for Montgomery, a win is a win, yeah?
Sure.
They might not be too happy with the way they played, but like I said, a win is a win. Carroll cannot be upset by what just happened in this game. They played very well. They fought to the end. Their defense played outstanding. I mean, the whole team played outstanding. Their goalie, by the way.
Acevedo
Looks like a stud.
He had a great game. I agree with you. I know they're going to be upset because it all took place there in the final 25 seconds, but it was a set play. We talked about set plays. Who was going to have the last chance at one? Montgomery had a handful of them throughout the game. They made it work. I'd have to see the replay again a few times just to see exactly what happened on the goal. But the referees conferred. It went in the net. I wonder if Carroll thought it was a handball. I'm not sure.
That's what it looked like. They were saying like
they were
handball.
touching hands. Yeah. You see the players out there on the field right now just shaking hands and trying to figure it out. But I agree. Overall, fantastic effort by the Lynx. Gutsy by the Raptors to stick with it. I think Carroll was sort of playing for that tie at the end. You see our final score: Montgomery 1, Carroll Lynx 0. Kind of a funky way to end that game. We are going to try to talk to a couple people from one person or from either side here in a few minutes. I think we're going to come back in a bit after a quick break and talk about how the game played out. We're going to see some of the highlights of the game. So stick around. Andre and I will be right back in a few minutes to go over, recap the game, and hopefully talk to a couple of the stars. It's almost time. Your favorite teams are taking the field, and CMSportsNet has got you covered with a special football season preview show. Hi, I'm Pat Stetzer. Join me as we visit with Carroll County's varsity teams as they prepare for the new fall season.
Come ready to work.
We'll talk with the coaches.
Ready to go.
You'll hear from some of the top players around, get a look at the upcoming matchups, and more. Don't miss CMSportsNet's football season preview show, Friday, August 25th.
How do you define Montgomery College? That's the wrong question. It's not how it's defined, it's who defines it.
This is a turning point. It's a moment to look to the future and reify your purpose.
MC is defined by those who put in the work, from early mornings to late nights, from the classroom to the workplace, with their family, their teammates, and when no one is watching. When our students declare to the world, "I am MC," they stand tall, backed by 1,000 experiences that have shaped them along the way, and alongside those who have walked the path with them.
There may have been moments of doubt when you were frayed by too much responsibility. Some of you have changed majors and found new inspiration. Through it, you have found the courage to surmount obstacles. If you are the first in your family to graduate, please stand up and say, "I am MC." If you earned a high school diploma and a college degree this spring, if you speak more than one language, if you are older than 50 years old, a military service member, an honor student, if you are a parent or a member of the Montgomery College graduating class, please stand up and say, "I am MC."
Those who embody our spirit don't just graduate and move on. Rather, they continue to represent us as the designers of change and the leaders that they've been the entire time. We don't just begin to be inspired by them after graduation. It's that in our eyes, they've been inspiring us every step of the way.
Skill, dedication, leadership. Just a few of the things it takes to be named CMSportsNet's Athlete of the Week. Hi, I'm Pat Stetzer. Each week, CMSportsNet recognizes an outstanding player for their contribution to their sport. Meet some of Carroll County student athletes and join us as we celebrate their performance, impact, and outstanding accomplishments.
We weren't going to let it go.
The CMSportsNet Athlete of the Week is sponsored by Genova's To Go. Locations in Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, Hanover, and Eldersburg. Genova's, pizza, pasta, subs, and more.
There's a lot about Sarah and Tara that's exactly alike. They drink the same coffee, they have the same great job, and they both have a high-quality education. The only difference? Sarah spent her first 2 years at Carroll Community College, getting the same exceptional education, but at less than half the cost. So while Tara uses her paycheck to make student loan payments, Sarah can use hers for other things, like going out for coffee. Get started at carrollcc.edu.
It's almost time. Your favorite teams are taking the field, and CMSportsNet has got you covered with a special football season preview show. Hi, I'm Pat Stetzer. Join me as we visit with Carroll County's varsity teams as they prepare for the new fall season.
Come ready to work.
We'll talk with the coaches.
Ready to go.
You'll hear from some of the top players around, get a look at the upcoming matchups, and more. Don't miss CMSportsNet's football season preview show, Friday, August 25th.
Skill, dedication, leadership. Just a few of the things it takes to be named CM Sportsnet's Athlete of the Week. Hi, I'm Pat Stetzer. Each week, CM Sportsnet recognizes an outstanding player for their contribution to their sport. Meet some of Carroll County student athletes and join us as we celebrate their performance, impact, and outstanding accomplishments.
We weren't going to let it go.
The CM Sportsnet Athlete of the Week is sponsored by Genova's To Go. Locations in Westminster, Hampstead, Manchester, Hanover, and Eldersburg. Genova's, pizza, pasta, subs, and more.
How do you define Montgomery College? That's the wrong question. It's not how it's defined, it's who defines it.
This is a turning point. It's a moment to look to the future and reify your purpose.
MC is defined by those who put in the work, from early mornings to late nights, from the classroom to the workplace, with their family, their teammates, and when no one is watching. When our students declare to the world, "I am MC," they stand tall, backed by 1,000 experiences that have shaped them along the way, and alongside those who have walked the path with them.
There may have been moments of doubt when you were afraid by too much responsibility. Some of you have changed majors and found new inspiration. Through it, you have found the courage to surmount obstacles. If you are the first in your family to graduate, please stand up and say, "I am MC." If you earned a high school diploma and a college degree this spring, if you speak more than one language, if you are older than 50 years old, a military service member, an honor student, if you are a parent or a member of the Montgomery College graduating class, please stand up and say, "I am MC."
Those who embody our spirit don't just graduate and move on. Rather, they continue to represent us as the designers of change and the leaders that they've been the entire time. We don't just begin to be inspired by them after graduation. It's that in our eyes, they've been inspiring us every step of the way.
It's almost time. Your favorite teams are taking the field, and CMSportsNet has got you covered with a special football season preview show. Hi, I'm Pat Stetzer. Join me as we visit with Carroll County's varsity teams as they prepare for the new fall season.
Come ready to work.
We'll talk with the coaches.
Ready to go.
You'll hear from some of the top players around, get a look at the upcoming matchups, and more. Don't miss CMSportsNet's football season preview show, Friday, August 25th. Before we get Coach Braz, just your quick thoughts about just how that's the last few minutes of the game played out.
Definitely hectic, but sometimes, in sports, that's how it kind of goes. You kind of have to take the game how it comes to you. And if you need to play the long balls over the top, you need to do that. If you need to possess the ball, you have to do that. If you need to, set pieces, cross the balls in, if that's how you have to score, that's how you're going to have to score. And that's what MC did today. And Brian came up as a second-year player, leader, did his thing and scored a goal for the team.
Yeah, and you mentioned to me too, we talked about it just as we took a break as well. You're pleased if you're Carroll. I know you're deflated because the last second you were almost had that tie, which is kind of a win in Carroll's book, but that will go away and they'll really feel good about how they played in this game.
They should, 100%. There's a lot to take away from this game. If you're Carroll, first step, obviously, like I always say, is the defense. And you know the term, defense wins championships. So I would hope that the defense is good, and they definitely have that. And all they can do from here is build. And they have the most solid foundation on their team to build from. So it looks like a good start for them.
Yeah, and again, Montgomery 1-0 now after the season opener. Carroll 0-1. But again, this is the very first match of the year. You got a long way to go. You got to feel pretty good about yourself if you're Carroll, and you got that win in the last minute. So that's a good thing to step forward with if you're Montgomery.
A win is a win at the end of the day. No matter how you win, you want to win. And then next game, you want to win. And then the next game.
Let me guess. You want to win.
Exactly. We're on the same page here. But yeah, so I mean, even though the goal kind of was like maybe a sloppy goal at the end, they don't really care, especially when the final whistle blows. They got the win. Now it's time for the next game.
Yeah. All right, let's go take a look at the highlights. We're still going to try to track down those interviews, but before we get to that, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights from the game. And we saw a defensive game the entire time, Andre, until the very, very end. We had some good play on both sides. Carroll just really impressed me, I'm sure you as well, with just their ability to play defense.
100%. I mean, you're seeing every time MC had the ball and tried to attack, Carroll was there for a tackle. They won the header. The goalie made a great save. They played very well today.
Montgomery did try to make some things happen on offense, and Elmira Cicero and his defenders were right there to make sure that nothing was happening in terms of goals piling up early against Carroll.
I mean, I would say, maybe first game nerves could be a situation that, came across both teams, but.
This is actually from the first half, and Acevedo makes a great save right there. I mean, that just sort of set the tone for Carroll early on in this game because Montgomery put some chances on him.
He played tremendous.
There's no other way to say it. He played tremendous.
Any other positive adjectives we could throw on his name?
Yep, he goes up high there. We saw that one in the first half, and
that was the chance.
Yeah, that's the one that Guevara wanted back. And again, now we're into the second half now, and Montgomery tried to go fast. He tried to pick up the tempo in the second half and did a pretty good job with it. But again, Carroll kept answering the bell on defense every time.
A great amount of leadership was shown by the players on this team to really stick to it until the end. That's not easy at all, especially when you're tired.
Yep.
First game of the season, just off of preseason.
Here's another corner. The corners were piling up there for Montgomery, and that one went right across the goal mouth. Just couldn't quite connect to a Raptors teammate. Great tackle there. I know Raptors wanted a foul, but a good tackle there on defense by Carroll. This one got sent in deep late in the game, and Acevedo was able to come up with it. I think another takeaway here by the Lynx. It really felt like a broken record on our part, but that's what we saw all day long. The header here just didn't quite get around. There's that point-blank save that Acevedo, the rebound there was incredible. Yeah. Montgomery kept the pressure on, though, late in the second half. See the frustration kind of build there for the Raptors. We're going to see here in a second a free kick that comes in. Play we saw before, and we're going to see that free kick come in here in a minute or two. But before we get to that, just again, ball goes out of bounds on Raptors. They were definitely frustrated at Montgomery by Carroll's defense.
Good through ball here.
Good through ball, and I think it's a nice defensive play to clear it. And I think here's that free kick. This winds up going in. Again, we were told from the field it was Brian Nutchang with the goal. Carroll wanted the handball to no avail, although the referees did confer and confirm the goal by the Raptors. So that was the difference. Raptors 5. You see Nutchang there celebrating with his teammates. All right, we are back, and I believe now we are going to get Coach Pedro Braz of the Montgomery Raptors. Coach, apologize for technical difficulties. Just wanted to ask you what your impressions were of this game and how well you think your guys played.
I mean, the game went Yeah, sure. I mean, first and foremost, I just want to tip my hat off to Carroll's team. I mean, Carroll's men's soccer team. I mean, came out today. I mean, they were very physical. They were very prepared for it. So you got to give them credit, for coming out and actually putting in the time and effort into it. But at the end of the day, some of our guys are not where they need to be as well. So there's a lot of stuff that we need to work on. But overall, it was a good game for Carroll, and got to tip my hat off to them.
Hey, Coach, this is Andre. I just want to know, what are you going to be taking from this game? I mean, you guys did win. It was a hard-fought game, but I just want to know, what are you going to take into the next game throughout the season from this?
Yeah, it was. It was extremely tough to kind of break them down, especially on their own pitch, right? It was a tight, smaller size pitch, grass, and it's pretty thick grass. So it's something that obviously our guys are not familiar with, but you got to be adaptable. We play on grass numerous times throughout the conference play, but we have some guys that we're trying to build some chemistry. We have a lot of new guys on the team. We're talking about 80% of our team's pretty new. This is our first game. We probably had only one scrimmage prior to this. So it's time just to get guys all situated, and us seeing them and them understanding what we want and what we expect. But what we're going to take out of this game, it's just folks are going to come out against us, and they're going to play, hard and give everything they possibly can. So we have to be prepared and ready to go every game.
Coach, appreciate your time. Congrats on the win.
Okay, no problem. Thanks.
All right, there goes Pedro Braz, head coach of the Montgomery Raptors, and I think we're going to try to hopefully get here in a minute Coach Joe Pratt from the Lynx. And while we wait for him, just Andre, I think Coach Braz hit it on the head. Hats off to Carroll.
100%. They can be upset because they lost, Be upset about that, but don't be upset about how you played,
right?
Because they played very well. There's many things they can take away from this game moving forward. They should keep their head up after this.
And he mentioned it too. It frustrated them, but they were able to overcome it late in the game, and that's a testament to a team of guys. And the coach obviously sets expectations, and the players follow it.
Yeah, 100%. It's like a culture. It's what you practice what you preach, and then you play what you practice. I don't know if that's the same.
I think you got it.
But you know what I'm saying.
It trickles down, right?
Exactly. It's from the beginning. Coach Pedro Braz is telling the athletes what he wants from the beginning,
right,
every single day. And there's a standard, and you have to live up to it at Montgomery College.
Yep. And again, Montgomery goes to 1-0 with the win over Carroll. We are trying to get Coach Joe Pratt, and I believe we have him now. Coach, it's Pat Stetzer and Andre Anderson over here at the studio. Congrats on the great game and hard-fought game. My first question was just, how pleased are you with the defensive effort today?
Yes, I'm very pleased. My defense. They had a great game today.
Got a little bit of echo there. We're trying to fight through it, Coach. The way the defense just played the whole game of just not letting Montgomery get to the ball, how much was that effort ahead of time? What was the game plan going into it?
Very important to make sure our defense is solid, being able to step the ball, make sure we don't get crosses and don't get free shots. And I have my
next to Coach Pedro, and that's, what are you going to take away from this game? I know that you guys did lose, but what can you take away? Because there was some positives in this game.
The sportsmanship and how the guys put their heart out. Being able to have a group of guys who want to battle for 90 minutes and being able to lose in the last second, and they were able to show good sportsmanship, wasn't mad, wasn't upset. And it was a great game from my whole group of players.
Definitely wanted to build on. Thanks very much for giving us some time, Coach Joe Pratt. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, there he goes, Joe Pratt from the Carroll Lynx. And again, just like we said, Andre, I think both coaches pretty much said what we had talked about during the game. They'll build on that. Montgomery gets the win, and they're happy. And the Lynx build on that game despite a loss. A good effort defensively and down the board for Carroll Lynx.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't exactly what Carroll wanted, but both teams can kind of say, you know what, MC got the win, like you said, and that's what they are, striving to do every single game. And Carroll being a program that's really building, I mean, this is the perfect building block. You lose to a team like this, only 1-0 at the end, when you could have won the game as well. The next game, they have to be full of confidence and say, hey, we're going to win this. Why can't we?
Yeah.
They showed that they can.
Like you said, against the national runners-up, they get 3 home games now in a row to sort of stay home and figure things out. And for Montgomery, a good start. Like I think Coach Brad said, we're going to get everybody's best effort because we went to the last game of the season and fell a little short. He knows what you're getting out of the opponent. He's got to like how his kids persevered and stuck the ball in the net in the final minute and got the win.
Exactly, 100%. I mean, both teams should be clapping. They should be going home, focus on the next one,
and resting up.
Because
it's a long season.
It's
a long season. Well, at long last, I think that's going to do it for us here between the Montgomery Raptors and the Carroll Lynx. Again, Montgomery 1, Carroll 0. I'd like to thank Andre Michael Anderson. Andre, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you coming down here, taking some time. Thanks again to Montgomery College TV for helping us with this partnership. I'm Pat Stetzer from the Community Media Center. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.